Okay, anyone want to give the recap?
I
Cried a little.
Okay, anybody else?
no, I fuck. What's the fucking words?
Okay, literally anybody else.
No,
Please.
hang on, I got this.
Okay, now that he's gone, literally anyone else?
Oh my god.
Blake, take the fucking cigarette out of your throat, dude.
There was actually a little bit of blood in that one.
That's not good, actually. You really should go to the doctor.
I don't believe in him. I'm waiting on marriage.
He's got a point.
I verbally, mentally, and borderline physically abused some orcs and goblins.
Yeah, you really did.
That's okay.
Okay.
I don't.
All right. Jesus.
Jason didn't have a bed for whatever reason. They were just hogging all the beds.
It's true. We started by passing out around the table of the wizard or whatever he happens to be, who's been lying to us this whole time. We pass out, except for Menon, who pretends to pass out. It's all the same in the end, though, as we all get placed in our own cells. I stuffed my bed down the toilet. There's some other raucous activity that's going on. Eventually, we get out. We essentially just walk out the door and punch everyone to death with some magic as well. And then the guy gets mad at us.
Cut a lot of heads.
God knows why. I found a shitload of beds at one point, and it just disturbed me on a different level. We leave the place. We head out into the street, and is that where we ended? I honestly don't recall
That's
where
where we are.
Rudimentary, but that'll do. That's essentially.
That'll do, pig.
Yeah. You
That'll
guys.
do.
Yeah, TLDR. You guys were imprisoned. You got out of prison. Zimmer got away. And now you
Zim
guys.
Zam.
Fucking patty wham.
Yeah, and now you guys are
Goddamn toast.
outside of what you could assume to be Zimmer's home, and I believe Jericho and Braxton were lying on the ground, and something happened.
They were just happy to be outside.
Yeah, pretty
Yeah.
much. Okay, and eventually the rest of the group caught up, and you guys are now sitting outside of Zimmer's place, thinking of what to do next. And Braxton and I believe Jericho had a little side conversation about what they might do next. And actually,
Why?
I need to start with 6 rolling me
Roll
a
for
wisdom
initiative.
saving throw,
A wisdom.
Roll
saving
for
throw.
initiative.
which I now realize is probably one of his better saving throws. But
Tis.
here we are. Okay.
Eh.
Thank you.
Not for now.
That's all I needed. And we come back to our party with 6 Menon and Hawk standing around outside of Zimmer's place. Braxton and Jericho returning to them after having a little side conversation that Hawk did say he would not listen in on. And I believe he did not.
Because he's a good boy.
Isaac, to
Oh, he
answer your
heard
question, no,
everything.
it is different.
Okay, that's what I kind of figured.
So,
You have one hell of a fucking delay on your stream. Just so you know.
it's probably
I
you.
And I haven't even seen my message yet on your screen.
Blake, if you're gonna die, could you do it faster?
Hey, you're not that lucky, darling.
Okay, so what are you guys doing? You're outside of Zimmy Zim's place.
Hey,
I need to pull 6 aside.
Yes.
Fuck.
Yes, you've reached 6. Can I help you?
Was that Jason?
It was.
What the fuck?
Man, I've given
Yes.
myself a headache.
What's up?
Oh my god. Hold on, can you tell us any secrets?
Yeah, okay. 6 and Hawk, step away for just a moment, leaving the rest of you to your devices.
Jesus.
Go ahead.
Hello.
So Hawk's going to explain to 6. I think 6 you would probably already know.
Okay.
his situation,
Right.
and
Understood.
it's that time of year.
All right.
I don't think this city is I feel like it's messing with my comprehension of time. So I thought I had a lot more time.
I understand. Yeah, I definitely don't want to make you stick around for that, for multiple reasons. And you know, he's totally cool with. It's not a big deal.
So I'm gonna give you my important shit.
Okay.
So I hand you
All right.
my 2 Hysterium shards,
Okay. I'll add those.
my flask of whiskey,
Yes.
and my flask of holy water.
Okay. Okay. Thank you.
All right. I also have the 6 pound of Hysterium in a box.
Powder.
Chunks.
No,
3
large
chunks.
chunks.
Okay.
I'm gonna hand you that. I'm gonna hand you these abyssal documents. Be sure that
Okay.
they're destroyed. I believe I've showed you some ways of destroying these demonic documents.
Okay.
Take them.
I will take
And then
them.
I'm gonna hand you my weapon. And then
Which weapon?
my scythe. It's
Okay.
really my only weapon, except for a longsword. Actually, I have a warhammer.
Okay.
So I hand you my scythe, and then Hawk is going to very... What's the word I'm looking for? Like, hesitantly,
Mm-hmm.
he's going to hand you his demon's coin.
Okay. Don't you need that?
I'm not sure if I'll ever get to the point where I need to use it, nor do I think you'll ever be to the point where you need to use it. But I think it's playing with my head, and I can't keep it anymore. You can probably
Okay.
use it for some kind of bargaining tool.
I'll keep it safe.
I want
for
you. I want you to keep that forever.
I will. And if you come back, it'll be waiting for you.
And then, aside from everything, Holden, aside from everything he gave 6 individually, he's going to strip everything off of himself
Mhm.
and just leave it there
Mhm.
for anyone else,
Okay.
to include his clothes.
You're
Well, I'm not
naked.
going to say I'm not
I'm
going to miss you.
naked.
Are you naked in your lichen form?
Yes.
Okay.
Giant dog penis.
Excellent. I swatted away.
I'll miss you, 6.
Well, I don't
I'll
think this
probably
is
see
the.
you another time.
Yeah, I don't think this
Sometime
is
in the
the,
future.
the end of our journey. I will take care of yourself,
You too.
and I will see you when I see you.
Okay. So
And then
what
Braxton
the rest?
just whips out his dick.
So as Braxton is whipping out his dick, while Braxton
I
is
like
whipping
how
out his
much he just
penis.
rolled with
Hey,
that.
same though.
Yeah. Also, Hawk does. You guys watch Hawk.
Hey, yours is bigger.
Probably toward the end of your conversation, Braxton and Jericho, you guys had stepped away and had a little conversation. Hawk had agreed not to listen in on, and he asks the same favor as he pulls 6 away and has a conversation with him. You guys can see them, and what you see is odd. Hawk and 6, they seem to be having some sort of meaningful conversation, and then Hawk starts giving some of his more valuable belongings to 6. And then, once he does so, you see him strip, and I mean strip, down out of his clothes, all of his possessions, all of his lesser items are lying on the ground, and he bids 6 farewell in his naked lichen form.
That's hot.
Oh, he's going to just go live his life as a doggy boy in the woods, huh?
No.
Oh boy.
Oof. That's just no.
He's got things he's up to.
Mm-hmm. Okay. So, Hawk, what are you doing now that you are in your most primal form?
I'm gonna try and find the closest door,
Closest door. Okay. I mean,
the
they're
closest gate, and get far away from the city.
Mm.
Hawk,
Wait, Hawk-
Hawk feels like the city is playing with his head.
Mm-hmm. You don't realize how right you are.
Jericho
So,
also
do
thinks
you
that.
say-
Apparently, I do realize how right I am.
Well, I'll tell you later. Do you say goodbye to anyone else, or you say goodbye to Six and just be on your way?
I'll bid
It's like,
farewell to
Bye.
the rest. I'll give Blake a hug,
It's not my name, bitch.
That's not
or
my name.
I'll give. His name's not showing up in the bottom.
It's Braxton.
I'll give Braxton a hug.
Oh, fucking huge ass hug back, and he whispers in your ear, "This is how it should be," and he kisses you on the cheek.
You take it easy, large man. Bids farewell to Jericho and to Menon.
I'm
Uh,
give him. I'm just gonna give him a finger guns.
He's gonna wipe his face off.
Jericho's gonna kind of hold out a hand and say, "If you're roaming the forest, may we meet up one day."
I'll be in the forest for sure.
Braxton does nod
He
back.
shakes his hand.
Oh fuck, Blake. Jacob said I've been trying to stop existing. It doesn't go as planned ever.
That's so bad.
Oof.
Seeing this happen, Braxton walks over to Six.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, bud.
Hey.
Your friend left.
Oh yeah, before I leave, I want to tell them that they can fucking have whatever I left on the ground.
Okay.
No.
And
And I.
as
No.
as Hawk informs you all that whatever's left on the ground is yours, if you so desire. And he turns away, bidding last farewells, heading down the road back the way you guys came. And as he goes, you notice he begins to pick up some speed
Mm.
and seems determined about something. You don't know what. Perhaps somebody does, but he seems as though he is needed elsewhere. And with that, we bid Hawk farewell.
See you later, fuckhead.
Now you can leave the chat.
Jesse, I won't mute you or make you leave or anything, but I will ask that you try to remain, mostly quiet until you know when.
That's fine.
Cool, thank you. Okay,
A man comes walking down the street. Hey, Jesse.
Braxton.
I
Braxton,
walk
as-
over
Oh, go ahead.
to Six. Hey, bud.
Yeah.
I pull out the peri-apple wound closure. I gave it to him last time. I think it's your turn to hold on to this in case you get hurt. I'll take it back afterwards.
Okay. If you think it's best, I appreciate it.
Hey, we pass it around. You're up in the fray more often than I am. It's better for you to have this.
I appreciate it.
All right?
And Braxton, in the middle of this conversation, your amulet of Kellamvor, yes?
Yeah, is that why you switched to my inventory page?
Yeah, don't worry about it. You feel on your amulet, from your amulet even, a faint burning sensation, a warmth perhaps, as if Kellamvor is calling to you.
I pick up the amulet, put it to my ear. Hello?
Nobody else.
New
the rest
amulet.
of
Who
you-
dis?
The rest of you don't know what's going on. Braxton just picks up his amulet, puts it to his ear, and says hello.
I look at Jericho, I hold up one finger. I gotta take this.
I fucking hate you. Jericho just looks at him talking to a god. I understand.
He nods and walks a little bit away, saying hello into the amulet.
Into the
hello,
mic.
into the- hello, Mr. Kellenboy.
Hello. I hate you.
Sorry, did I get any response?
No.
I go, huh, bad signal. I put it back and walk back to the group.
As you put it back, it burns more intensely. Actually,
Look at
almost
it.
uncomfortably.
What do you want? Fine. I get on my hands and knees and start praying.
Okay.
Take Jesus in the ass as he comes.
Ah!
So you get. Fuck you, by the way.
For which part of that?
All of it. Just all of it.
Whoa.
Okay. As you knock it off with the funny business, feeling that Kelemvor wishes to speak with you, you kneel down and you begin to pray, and you feel his presence surrounding you. Everything around you does not matter. For all you care does not exist. It is just you and Kelemvor. And you hear his voice. Braxton. Braxton,
Yes, my liege.
you are needed elsewhere.
Where is elsewhere?
The tall one. Jericho, correct?
I believe that's what he's called.
His forest, though you may not know, is in danger. Grave danger. The balance of life and death teetering in a direction I do not favor. I need you to go with him to the forest. I need you to be my envoy.
As you wish, as it will be done. Can I stop for snacks on the way?
All right.
And the world, as you say this in your own head, the world around you begins to reform, and you are at once again with your friends or comrades or whatever you want to call them.
Okay, everyone go. I'll take that as a no. And then he starts waving. Hi.
What?
I'll tell you when you're older. And I walk over to Jericho.
You
Fair enough.
Did we see anything during that?
You saw him kneel down, and then after only a few seconds, stand back up and go, I guess that's a no!
Nice.
You saw him fiddling with his amulet a bit, but that's about it.
So what was a no, if I may ask?
My dad said no.
He did say no to snacks. Hey, bud, I'm supposed to accompany you and help you out with your forest stuff.
That's appreciated?
Hey, man, the big guy in the somewhere that he resides. I don't think it's in the sky.
The big man in the grave.
He says there's danger afoot.
Why can't danger be a hand?
And then he leans in close. He leans in close. So he looks at Six when he says this. There's a plethora of danger.
I actually shivered. Oh.
Just the way that you pronounce the word, there's a plethora.
He mispronounces it, and he smiles at Six.
Close enough, and I wink.
Danger, and I'm supposed to help you out.
There is a plethora of danger in your forest.
Somehow that didn't hurt as much.
Probably because you were expecting it more than mine.
Fair enough.
If that's okay with you, of course.
Well,
Sorry.
now you've got me concerned about my forest.
But we cannot make a snack trip on the way. He said no.
Jericho, real quick, is it true that only I can prevent forest fires? Because I've seen a few in my day, and I feel case because I have not been doing a good job.
Jericho's gonna walk up to you, put both hands on your shoulder, pull you close, and put your foreheads together. And he goes, "If you ever start a forest fire near my presence and don't put it out, I will rip you limb from limb."
And
Fair
not in
enough.
that way.
Not
calm
like
down.
not intimidatingly, but just like this is what's gonna happen, and that'll happen
Fair
if
enough.
you don't put it out.
I nod.
And then he's gonna clap you on the back and go, "But yes, you can put out forest fires if you so choose."
You know, if the feeling so takes you.
Yeah. Then just back off again. Jericho kind of thinks for a second. Yeah, we should probably head back and at least check on it. I would like to go back after the ordeal we were just put through.
6.
Jason?
Knock knock. Home.
Sorry.
Hey, 6.
Yes.
You hold on to that parry out for me. I'll be back for it.
Wait, you're leaving too?
Yeah, we're gonna go prevent forest fires.
What do I smell bad?
No. You're fine. She smells terrible, but you're fine.
Okay.
Well,
Well, I
That's
haven't showered in a couple
yeah.
days, so like.
Regardless, don't go dying on me. Don't break the periop. He looks at Menon. And if you fucking fuck him over, I swear to God, I'll do something neither of us wants. Let's have sex with you.
Fuck me?
And he starts walking away.
We both had the same fucking thought.
We did.
It was a fucking thought, indeed.
Including
Well, this
Holden.
is unexpected, I say. Watching my three
Jericho is gonna
comrades walk
stop
off
you
into the-
mid-sentence, and
Plant a kiss on your lips.
his eyes are just gonna widen, and he goes, "How long were we asleep?"
4.
Didn't we
Oh,
have a
shit.
deadline with Malcolm?
We did 3 days.
Well, 6. I'll leave you to that one.
The deadline wasn't that we had to turn it in 3 days. It was that we wouldn't get benefits for killing anything in 3 days. Because then we would have been able to hunt something down and go out of our way.
Either way, I'll let you deal with the
Wonderful.
big man up top.
I'll
Who's
take
Malcolm?
care of it.
Big man up top.
Thank you. Malcolm is the
Yes, him.
Wait. Did she meet him? Did you meet him? He was at
No.
the rattling.
No.
Okay. Oh, that's right. You showed up here. Okay. He is a mage from the
He
Mages
isn't,
Guild
that, he isn't that attractive.
who contracted us to find some more of this hysterium that he could investigate.
All right. All right.
None of us must have. It's fine.
After that, he's gonna reach into his pocket and pull out his bag of gold. I don't remember how much gold it was. I didn't actually write it down. Actually, no, I think I did. I had the wrong page up. I had Liliana's page up.
Who?
Yeah, who?
I'll tell you when you're older.
Paige? What? What are you talking about?
I have 75 gold. So add 75 gold to your inventory, 6.
All right.
And
Thank
he's
you.
basically gonna drop it in his hands and go, I foot dwell in the forest, I have no need for monetary value.
I like my gold.
My
You can have it.
my 100 gold is still just sitting on the floor.
Well, I'll pick that up.
I
didn't
grabbed
see it
1
there.
gold so I can have 45 instead of 54.
Luckily, it was 101 gold.
Fucker.
And I turn and go, I like my gold. Catch you on the flip. And I start walking with Jericho.
I'm gonna extend my hand to 6
Fair enough.
and go for a handshake and say, spend that on the best ale you can buy there for me. Go get a drink on my behalf. Take it as a condolence for me
thank you.
leaving so early.
How much was that?
75.
It's
75?
apparently raining silverware as well while this is happening.
That's from the kitchen. Yes, it is.
Ask her how
Oh,
she's
Jesse
doing.
says hi, by the way. And yeah, what am I supposed to ask her?
How is your girlfriend?
Oh, how are you? She's doing well, thank you
Good.
very much.
I'm happy.
Yeah. She didn't say very much. I added that part. It was a little
Okay.
embellishment on my part.
Thank you.
Yeah. Thank you, though. Okay.
So
no
you
more
basically look
questions.
at 6 and be like, hey, go back to the tavern, update Malcolm. Just get a drink on my behalf. Or don't. I
I
guess I
know.
can't really
And,
tell
thank
what
you.
to do.
thank you for everything that you've done.
Thank you for saving my life more than once.
If you ever
Yeah.
need anything, send word.
I'll send
Suddenly,
the
suddenly, Hawk is just lost in the middle of the forest.
horse. You're allowed to
Wait,
It's a
which
hawk.
way was I going?
65 feet in the air.
It just reminds me of that one fucking meme of a dog in the middle of a wheat field that says, "Not all those who wander are lost, but I sure am."
Yeah, then Jericho's gonna look at Braxton and kind of nod and say, "Let's be on our way."
On our way then.
Okay.
After summoning 2 horses, of course.
Of course. It's...
Well, this is unexpected, I will
Okay,
say.
2 horses
but-
are summoned in front of you guys, and Braxton and Jericho hop on amidst the clatter of pots and pans, and and they ride off into the sunset gracefully, It's not actually sunset. It's actually the sun is just rising. But they ride off. And 6, you have a feeling this. Oh my. Well, you had a feeling, but you couldn't really hear it in your head. No. You have this feeling that this certainly is not the last time you've seen those two.
Yes.
Or you will
Yeah, I
have
have
seen
the
those
same.
two.
He screams,
I
"I
have
love
that feeling.
you," as he rides off.
Okay. And now all that is left is 6 and
Menon.
Menon standing outside of Zimmer's home.
How do you feel about rats?
I think they're pretty cute. Why?
As this
How do you
conversation
feel about
starts,
ratlings?
as this conversation starts,
More silverware rains from the skies.
you say, "How do you feel about
She
rats?"
starts juggling it.
And you guys hear, from behind you, by the doorway, a small chittering, like a rat. But
Oh
it
boy.
Seems, it seems. While both of you roll me an animal handling, real quick.
Animal handling. It's one of my specialties, as you'll see.
Jesus Christ.
That was hot.
Here it is.
Burped.
Whoa!
Sure is a specialty.
Hell yeah!
Oh,
He
Wait,
handles
okay.
all the animals.
both of you hear. Wow. Both of you hear
Handles
the
all
chittering of a
the-
rat from the doorway that was left slightly ajar of Zimmer's home.
We turn around
And
and we've trained it.
And
Is it a door or is it a door?
you're not here. Fuck you. You hear a chittering of a rat, and both of you can tell that this rat seems distressed. And
I
6,
turn around.
Oh,
you can
gosh.
tell
Yes. Yes.
with that nat 20, you recognize the
Yes.
chittering as Zimmer's rat.
Zimmer's rat.
Oh my goodness.
Zimmer,
Hello.
Where do I hear it from?
Zimmer Plimber.
You hear it from
Can I
from
pinpoint
within the doorway.
location?
You hear it from within the doorway, just a few feet away, probably.
I start kind of quietly, gently, not making any quick movements, and I step in that direction and see if I can take a look
Yeah.
around.
Me as well.
Okay. You both step
Stealth
toward
check?
the door and kind of peek around carefully and quietly. And not Hawk 6, you're the first to see in the corner of the room, just inside, is Zimmer's rat cowering in the corner by herself.
Aww.
I step forward and I crouch down and I show my open palms.
Squat on it. Showed his ass.
I say it's okay. You
Poor
can come
thing.
out.
Make me one more animal handling. Okay. The rat slowly but timidly, actually visibly shaking, moves toward your hand. You can tell she's clearly used to human interaction, and she steps into your hand.
Aw.
I take a few crumbs from my last ration and
Okay.
kind of hand them over.
Okay. And the rat kind of timidly sniffs it for a moment, kind of seems scared, but after smelling that it is food, begins devouring it very quickly, and then kind of curls up in your hand and seems contented for the moment.
While she's eating, I'm gonna try and slowly crouch down and reach my open palm out to her to see if she'll sniff me.
She does.
And I'll take one finger and just gently give her a little scritch on the head.
And I will ask, can you understand us? Because I don't know how familiars work.
I don't
Well,
think it's.
She does
If
not
she's a
react to you
magical
asking that, but
If she's a
Okay.
magical familiar, then she'd probably be with Zimmer because they're connected. So I'm guessing she's probably just a normal rat.
Well, that's what I'm worried about. If they are connected somehow, and we take the rat with us, so that's just not giving him a peephole into our dealings.
I mean, he wouldn't be able to see or hear anything wherever his body is. So, I mean, that might not be great for him, unless he's got himself holed up somewhere again.
Hmm.
When feeding him.
Well, I'm not just gonna toss it to the side here, but I think we should maybe be a bit cautious.
Yeah.
God
I
damn
agree.
it. Jacob just messaged me and said, yee yee.
Buzz
Um,
with my cellular.
So you're taking
Yeah.
So,
Bess with you?
speaking of rats, yeah, I'll see if it'll sit up on my shoulder.
She does. She seems quite natural. She even kind of tucks herself into your clothing a little bit and kind of peeks out. She seems to be
Aw.
quite in her natural habitat now.
Oh, she
Okay.
likes you.
I pet her a little and I say, if you want any more. Okay.
Aw.
Speaking of rats, well, maybe I'll just show you when we get there. Would you like to take a walk?
Sure.
All right.
Like I said, I've got
We-
nothing better
Not
to
the
do.
way to make friends.
We had to check in with Malcolm there and check on the rats, see how they're doing.
Okay.
Hmm.
And I start to explain a little bit. So we found these rats, and they're I don't know how you feel about ratlings themselves or
Eh,
anything, but these ones are a little bit different. You know, they're a little bit more intelligent. I explain a little bit about the hysterium and why
oh,
we're out here.
really?
Yes.
That's super neat.
Yeah, but don't give them too much. I just explain the bloodied
No, of
corpse
course
and,
not.
and the yeah, all of that. But yeah, I think they would be happy to meet you.
Great.
And you, I say, and stroke the little rat's head, not hat, unless it's wearing a hat.
He needs a hat.
And
It's not currently wearing a hat, but you could change that maybe.
I'm gonna make it one probably.
Prestidigitation, I can make it'll only last
all
I
right.
think an hour, but
Let's head back toward the hideout.
Okay. So you guys, or six rather, leads you guys back the same way you came.
you girl, you mean?
Shut the fuck up, you.
Y'all
You
gals
girl,
head back
you girl, singular.
the same way that Six had initially come with his
Female
now
companion.
departed party, and
That's cool.
leads you back to a small mill out in the open in the fields. And as you approach, you notice very large ratlings kind of running about outside, and as soon as they detect you, they
Whoa.
run inside.
Holy shit!
Very large, yeah, almost humanoid in size.
I know
And
you said
they're
they were
okay.
big, but holy shit!
They're safe. They won't hurt you.
Oh, I
Don't worry
know.
about
They're
that.
just so. I was expecting like maybe dog size. Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Does everything from a distance look okay, or does it look like they're skittering about in like some sort of panic that we're stumbling across?
From what you could tell, they seem to just be outside, perhaps playing or doing some sort of work. When they saw you, they
Alright.
just skittered inside.
I'll tap my gold bag on the side of my belt here, and I say, I think we're starting a brewery.
I'm good with that.
So you guys
bitch.
approach the mill, and I'll put you on the screen now. And let me give you your tokens.
Ooh, tokens.
Why?
Look at that.
Why is combat?
There's that.
Time to
And
draw
that.
PS.
Okay. For some reason, Menon's token, I'm now realizing, is like way larger than Six's, but don't worry about it. Okay.
That's fine.
Big,
So you
big
guys
goal.
walk up to the entrance,
I eat my beans.
and
Fuck you.
Six, you
Yes,
you-
sir.
You walk up to the same entrance you've walked in several times now, and are greeted as usual by two human-sized ratlings, perhaps a little over 5 feet tall, carrying large scimitars. Who, seeing you, nod, and then seeing Menon.
My friends,
Go ahead.
I would like to introduce you to another friend.
And then at this
And I
point,
kind of give her name and everything.
okay, you introduce Menon as a friend to the ratlings, and this one here speaks up. Oh, stranger, girl,
Hello.
They all
stranger,
exploded.
stranger.
You're a really handsome
She-
fella, aren't you?
You're not just regular rats. You can't just talk to them like that.
She has been very useful and keeping me alive, I say.
Stranger help friend. Stranger friend. Good. Rat King wants to see you. Rat King, you've
I
been gone
didn't
long time.
miss this.
You've been gone long time. Rat King see you.
I low-key did though.
Okay.
Downstairs, downstairs.
All right. Away
Fuzzy,
we go.
fuzzy.
Okay. So, Menon, 6 leads you to a staircase over here, and you guys head down to the basement. Jason!
This is their king. Oh. I was thinking so. Okay.
Okay. So you
Thanks.
guys
I had my noise canceling headphones on. I did not hear that.
We did.
You guys head down, and then you are greeted, well, with this a fairly clean room full of various furniture, a tent for some reason, a large, very, very large suit of armor, a small elven man sitting at a desk, and what looks like some brewing equipment, and then a hole in the wall leading. You can kind of peeking in. You can see a cave, perhaps, and as you walk in, Malcolm turns to you two, and seeing you two goes, "Oh God," he says. "Where are the rest? Did they? Are
They left.
We're a party of 2 now, but not due to violence. I say.
So, it was a smooth mission?
Smooth enough. The others have decided to take their leave.
They
Strange.
I was there for like
For
a
them.
of it, so
They took their leave without taking their payments. Well, I don't know what happened. All I know is it's very odd of you to say it was smooth, considering you were gone for almost 2 weeks.
There
Smooth
it
enough.
is.
2 weeks. I say smooth enough. 2. I ask again.
2, yes, I counted until 3 days, as we had agreed. And then after that, well, I sort of just tallied the days as I normally do. I frankly assumed you were gone. Like the
I turn to
last...
Menon and I say, 2 weeks?
I'm just gonna shrug.
We were taken prisoner, I say, briefly, I thought.
Prisoner.
Yeah. There's this
By-
weird old guy who. Oh, we have his pet rat now.
You have...
Ah,
you mean...
She's very friendly.
I ask, do you have any way of telling if this rat is connected to its owner?
Are you asking me if it's a familiar?
Yeah.
Yes,
Have
and
you
or
tried killing it?
No.
not? No, I said. So
And
yeah,
at this
can
point,
you tell her?
At this point, as Malcolm is about to speak and reply to you, the Rat King comes bounding through the cave door. He goes, "Oh, you return! You return! Yes, yes, yes!" And he looks around and sees that there's only 2 of you. Goes, Where the rest? We're friends. Friends? We're
They're-
friends.
They've been
They're
called
okay.
away.
Friends gone away.
I
No,
see.
no.
They are safe, but they are unable to continue this path with us for the time being.
Oh, must do more work
But-
for Rat God. Yes. Very good, very good.
I
I
introduce
thought he
Menon
stopped
here.
believing in us.
I tell him that she has been a great help. She's decent in combat, and can be trusted.
I'm gonna
Oh.
give it
For
a
now.
nice bow and say, "Nice to meet you."
Oh, new friend. Wait, believe in Rat God?
I
New
mean,
friend, Rat God friend?
I glance at you and I shrug.
all the gods are real, right? So
Rat
Be
God,
stupid
Rat
not
God,
to
very
believe
real.
in the Rat
yes,
God.
Yes, smart friend. Ha ha. Yes, smart, very smart, clever. Yes. Okay. I have
like-
present for friends. And he runs up to both of you and hands you each a small bottle, potions perhaps. He holds out
Hmm.
one red and one green one. It says for you. Yes, take.
thank you very much.
Did you make these?
Oh yes. I make potion. Very good, very strong, very good.
6, would you like first pick? Potion seller.
Bullshit.
Um,
I'm
gonna
gonna
cry.
put
You're
my
strong.
dad just
Can
sent
you
me
tell us what they do?
context in the chat.
What they do? They potion.
Ah,
I apologize
Excellent.
in advance for this one.
What?
do
My dad just sent me this with no context out of the blue.
Okay.
So go ahead and just.
Nice.
What the fuck?
I shit you not.
I love Matt.
My
Hold on one moment.
I fucking hate this.
Please tell me you're putting it on stream.
We'll get there. We'll actually. Yeah, there we go.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
This is the Rat King's true form.
The rat shroom.
Terrifying.
Truly,
Right.
truly outrageous.
Wait.
Anyway,
It's a Goomba, right? Is Rat King, so does that make him a Roomba? Or like...
Hey, I don't like that. You gotta be done.
I just started.
I know.
okay. So, do you both take the potions?
Yes,
Alright,
I
I'm
don't
gonna
drink
raise-
it immediately.
Right.
I'm gonna
but-
look at it and kind of...
The Rat
raise
King
it
is looking
to-
at you expectantly, with a small
I'm gonna
smile.
raise it to 6 and be like, here's?
Sure. If he looks like he's expecting us to drink them now, I will go ahead and.
You drink now? You drink now? Oh,
Uh,
yes. Test, yes. Go, yes.
Test.
I'll
All right.
I'll clink to his potion, and if I need to uncork it, I will, and take a sip. Just a sip.
Just a sip.
You both take a sip. Both of you roll me D100s.
I mean, I down it. I down it. I down the whole
Both of you
Roll what?
roll me D100s.
Alrighty.
Oh hell yeah! Completely random.
Oh,
Yeah.
Potions of wild magic are great.
Oops.
Whoa, I forgot to W that one.
Working on it, Ren. Okay. Let's see.
You both die. New campaign, everybody.
Okay, 6. You don't notice
Yes.
anything about yourself. You just feel kind of hot.
Okay.
You were
That's
always
all
hot.
you really know.
I feel kind of hot.
Let's
I
see.
say.
Good for you.
Okay. And then Menon, roll me a D6.
Uh-oh. Rolling more dice. Oh no. Oh no.
Well, what's the longsword damage?
Oh no.
Probably a D8.
D6 or a D8.
Okay, 2. Okay.
Oh no.
You don't really.
Oh, no.
You feel smarter, stronger, faster. You just feel like a better
Whoa.
person overall. And you notice the potion tasted really good.
I'm gonna try a backflip.
Okay.
That's
Roll
the
me-
first thing you do.
Roll me an
course.
acrobatics check.
Nat 1, damn it.
Okay, so that's an 18.
I can turn invisible. But
so
only
you rolled
when
a
I do
12.
backflip.
I'm going to tell you right now, you rolled a 12 plus 12.
Oh,
You do. She drinks the potion, goes, wow, I feel great, and then does an incredible backflip right in front of you guys. And Rat King goes, yes, good potion, yes, very good, thank you, yes. And Malcolm goes,
awesome.
Malcolm says, I don't know why you did that, but he's been at it for a while. Perhaps this will make him feel good about his time spent here.
I don't
As he
know why
approaches
you
you.
did that.
And the Rat King kind
uh,
of steps aside, seeing that Malcolm wants to talk to you guys.
I wipe my brow from all the sweat, and I say,
You are sweating a little bit,
good.
yeah.
Are you okay, dude?
yeah, just I think so. Do I feel the need to like start rubbing my nipples? with
Blinkered
anything like that?
asshole. No, you just feel quite warm.
All right. Yeah. I'm pretty good.
Right. Well, you've been gone for 2 weeks. You said you were imprisoned? Who, by Menon?
No.
Menon. Oh, I'm sorry. Menon?
Yes?
Zimmer? Who? Anyone? I'm
Zimmer.
sorry, I misspoke.
I say, and I explain about the magic shop that we seem to sort of stumble across there, and then taking the job to knock down the statues, and then being betrayed, and yeah.
Uh-huh. So he's not to be trusted.
Not this one.
Oh.
That was fucking nice.
That's,
Sorry.
You should be.
his naked hawk thinks to himself, why did I leave my clothes? Yeah, once eventually after the lichen form wears off, he's just a naked large man. He goes, why did I do that? Okay.
Meta, his
So-
lichen form won't wear off at this time of the year.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, not for a while. You do have time to find clothes. Anyway, Malcolm says to you, well, I suppose that's good to
Jeopardy.
know. Frankly, with the last, I need to be more transparent with you. With the last group I sent, none of them returned, and I assumed they had succumbed to the city.
Okay.
I had no
I see.
idea.
Were any
it
of them
was-
dark elves by chance?
Yes. Did you see them?
No,
It was,
no, not at all.
It was a male-female pair, right?
No.
Looking at 6, like, I have a bad memory.
Make a memory check.
What was the
Wave
question?
check.
It was 2 male drow.
Yes,
Did you?
they
well,
were.
In fact, there were 5 of them. Come to
Ooh,
think.
not anymore.
Oh,
There were.
we just met 2 of them?
As far as I remember, it was just the 2 of them. How
Oh.
about-
There were certainly 5, 6. There were.
Let's see.
Where did you get the
Quite a few.
5 from?
Well, I'm sorry. What do you mean?
Oh no, you just sort of spouted out the number 5. I was real curious about that.
Oh, I
would
employed
have had this
5 or
mis-
6 drow from within the city. You only found 2. That's disturbing.
And they
I,
kind of ran off and did their own thing, which I didn't pay much mind to, but
Well, they sort of just seemed to disappear.
they just wanted to be as
Hmm.
far away from where we were as possible. And that's about it.
Perhaps
Can't really
dead.
blame them.
Anyway, I have some good news. While you were gone, for much longer than I expected, I did have plenty of time to study the Hysterium and watch how it affects them. They seem to gather small quantities of it. From where I'm still not sure. I can't really get a straight answer out of them, but if you would like, I can share some of my research with you, as you've been rather courteous in letting me stay here.
Has anyone else been hurt? I asked, glancing around at the rats.
No, I have not touched a single one of them.
I pull my bag out and pull out the 3 big hunks of hysterium and the 2 shards.
At the same time, both Malcolm and the Rat King's eyes widen, and the Rat King immediately kind of reaches out a hand and goes, "Oh, yes, very good, very good." And he starts stepping toward you as if to take it.
Wait! I sort of hold up a hand and
Yes.
and I say,
Why you stop?
"Remember what happened. Remember what happened last time." And
Last time?
Last
before?
time?
Last time. Time before. When? What?
your brother that died.
Oh, and he
We
seems
must be careful.
He seems a little disgruntled at this, and he lowers his eyes and kind of slouches over a little bit, steps back. Malcolm says, "That is a lot of hysterium.
It's more than we had before, that's for sure.
I can take this. It'll take me some time to refine this, but I can use this. This is good. This is good. That's incredible. Where did you get that?
In the
Internet?
city. Amazon.com.
Where is Turnet? Where you went into Turnet? What? Fuck you.
Turnet?
Okay.
What?
Okay. He reaches out his hands. Do you give him the box?
Yes.
Okay. He takes it and very carefully brings it back to his desk over here and sets it down. And walking back over to you, he says, "Well, I planned on paying all of you. You didn't bring anything back to prove you ran into trouble, but
It's true, I say.
I'll tell you, that's a lot of hysterium. How about..." And he looks to Menon. "Did you help with this?
She did, I say.
You weren't a part of
yeah.
the initial contract, but tell you what." And he goes, "Gerd." And Menon, for the first time, you see this giant, unmoving set of armor at the end of the room slowly go. It's from within the helmet. You hear "Gerd," and it starts slowly lumbering
Oh,
toward
I
you.
miss him already.
Starts lumbering toward you guys, and Malcolm just kind of like, very lightly taps his chest 2 times, Malcolm has to like reach up to do so. And Gerd goes, Gerd, and lifts up his helmet. Malcolm reaches in, pulls out a small bag, and he tosses it to Six. And Six, upon inspection, he says, that's about 300 gold. Does that seem like a fair deal?
My eyes
We
are
had
the
a
size of dinner
contract.
plates.
We had a contract before, but I feel as though that didn't quite work out.
Yeah, I have no way of being able to say that it worked out the way we talked about.
If you were truly
I'm
imprisoned
happy enough.
for 2 weeks on my accord, perhaps that is sufficient payment. You can divvy it out with the girl as you please.
I do. I hand you 200 gold.
Thank you.
Okay.
Wait, 200. That was 300, right?
And while you're kind of freaking out about him giving you more than what was initially handed to him, or rather what would have been half, I'm sorry. Malcolm says, "Now, there's something rather odd I should inform you of. Your friends, Amelia and her crew, was it?
Yes.
Menon, you have not heard this name before, but
Yeah.
Six says yes. They wanted to meet you at the Main Gate Tavern. Something about a big score, but that was almost 2 weeks ago. That was shortly after you left. If they're still there."
Hang on one second.
We'll pause for one moment. Hey, the rest of you, how are you guys doing sitting here waiting to be discovered?
What the fuck is that?
I hate Raisin in the Sun. It's the play I'm reading.
Oh, okay.
Meanwhile, Braxton's riding a horse in the forest, just bouncing on a Gerd finger.
The finger never leaves.
You'll always have a piece of Gerd to remember him by.
Well, it is my permanent butt plug.
Oh, please tell me it's
I
canon
wish you
that that's
didn't
how he
say that.
uses it.
You're gonna die in like
Please
4
tell me
days.
that's canon.
Do you want it to be?
I kind of do, but I kind of don't. But I
Okay.
really do, but I don't.
I'll roll a d20. If it's even, that's canon.
Oh no.
It's nat 20. That's so canon. He shaped it into the shape of a cock.
Oh my god.
Okay, I guess that's canon.
That's very
Oh
canon.
my god.
That's very, very
He ended
canon.
up forging it, and he transformed it from Gerd's finger to Gerd's dick.
My god.
Venus.
Yeah, I didn't think about that. This giant, like 8-foot tall suit of armor just started walking toward you guys. I didn't think Menon hadn't seen that before, so yeah, I guess you would be surprised and freaked out and hiding behind Six.
Yeah, just
Hirachi becomes
trying not to look scared, but like obviously fucking terrified. Like, seriously,
Beer one
like,
down.
why give me more?
Also, Blake, it's a little meta, but I'll tell you right now, since we're just waiting for Jason, kind of like a little intermission. Not potions of wild magic.
Ah.
Something else.
Because I know potions of wild magic can be fun. Because I had you guys eat pies of wild magic.
Wait, hold on.
Oh my god, is that what those were?
Yeah.
Oh hell yeah.
Anyway, I'm gonna tell you guys right now. Jason is incredibly flammable for the next 2 hours.
Uh-oh.
He is super flammable.
I'm gonna light him on fire.
So, Holden, real quick, what
Yeah.
were you talking about when you said I have no idea how hard the city was messing with my head?
Well, you said specifically it was messing with your perception of time, didn't you?
Mm-hmm.
You had no idea how right you were. You guys were down there for much, much longer than you perceived. To you
Feels
guys, it
bad,
felt
man.
like maybe a day at most. You were down there for almost 2 weeks.
Hmm.
That's that's some magic shit, but yeah. When it was just really funny that you said the city was messing with your perception of time, just like completely in character. I was like, you have no idea how right you are. It's kind of cool. Okay.
Well, like, his thing was, like, he thought he still had a few months until this cycle.
Yeah, and this would make sense as to why this cycle suddenly sprung up on him. Time
Just
had
out of
passed
nowhere.
much more. Yeah. Okay, let's get back.
I
Hey.
Way to drag secrets, nerd.
Yeah, don't worry about it. Is Jason back yet? Not quite. Okay.
No Eden bashing.
No Eden bashing.
Men and bashing is fine though.
Fuck you, Menon.
What is this you just put in the chat? There isn't a there isn't a defined amount of time.
Use your announcer voice.
There isn't a defined amount of time, such as 1 week or
No, we gotta wait for
month,
Jason to do it.
that a person could technically go without pooping. This is because everyone is different. People have different diets, different tastes of states. Fuck. Tastes of gastrointestinal health. Let me taste your gastrointestinal health. Different states of gastrointestinal health, and a host of different lifestyle factors that contribute to their regularity.
So, on that note,
Yeah.
I never shit in the field.
Okay.
We can be out in the field for like 2 months, and I will never shit.
I don't like that you just said that out loud.
I reverse plunger myself and force it back in.
Okay,
You back?
I'm back.
Okay.
Sorry, guys.
Oh,
fucking-
Jason didn't come back to hear that I will never shit in the field.
I mean, that's fine with you. I mean, that's fine with me. I don't know what I'm talking about.
What?
You're okay with it.
I'm fine. Okay. What did I miss here?
Nothing. We just kind of went on pause without you. Okay, so Gerd came up. You got the
Okay.
gold. You were discussing the time, and then
Yes.
Malcolm was explaining that your friends Amelia and crew had initially said when you guys get back, they wanted to meet you at the Main Gate Tavern. Something about a big score, though that was shortly after you guys had left, so he has no idea if they're still there.
Got it. Okay.
And he says,
Okay.
he
Well-
says, for the time being, I just need more time, especially with all that hysterium. And he kind of looks back at the giant box. He says,
He's acting like he's gonna shove it up his ass. Like,
all that hysterium. He
oh,
Turn that
daddy.
into so many finely crafted butt plugs. God damn.
he says, I'm mostly just gonna need time. If you would like to, would you like to see some of my notes?
I think they would only be a help to us.
Okay.
So sure.
I will give you a copy. I prepared one for you in case you did come back.
Excellent.
Otherwise, you can check back in whenever you'd like for more. And he kind of looks over to the Rat King. Potions? Or, I suppose,
Potion man.
you could check and see how my research is going. You seem to have quite the relationship with these creatures, he says, kind of eyeing the
Powerful
Rat King again.
magic potions. I correct him as he says.
Right,
"Potions?"
yes. Very, very powerful magic potions. And the Rat King, it is kind of stupor, kind of upset about being reminded about his brother's death. Kind of like perks up at the mention of his potions being powerful. And Malcolm
I
says,
nod at him and wink. Yes.
Yeah. For now, if you can stay here, go to the tavern. I don't know if they'll still be there, but
What time of day is it right now?
I don't have any more work for you. After you guys' walk here, it's probably mid-afternoon.
Okay. Well, I think we, if you've got it in you, I think we could make it to town and back this evening. There, Menon. Check in, see what the others want us, just what they want to see us about, and maybe grab some more brewing materials. I perk up at that.
Oh yes, your supplies are still in the corner over there, and many. You see Malcolm point toward the corner of the room, and there are in fact some brewing supplies in the corner behind a bar.
And one strong ale that's aging, I believe, in a barrel.
yeah.
Well, great. I think we might have an opportunity for a viable business here.
Right. Well, let me know if you care to what you'll be doing. I'm going to go back to my research. Gerd, and Gerd says, "Believe it or not, Gerd." And he follows Malcolm back to his desk. Malcolm sits back down and begins writing. He seems to already have forgotten that you guys are here. Then the Rat King walks up to you, and he starts sniffing Menon a little bit up and down.
Okay.
Friend. Okay, friend. And then he starts sniffing you, Sexy. He goes, "Oh, this way. You have new friend. You have another friend. You have Rat King. You have Rat King."
I pull her off of my shoulder, let her walk onto my hand, and I bring her down so that he can see her.
He goes, oh, youngling, young, very young. Yes, yes. Oh, friend. And he extends his hand, and Bess just naturally just starts climbing and walking around on his arm. He goes, oh, yes, we give you much hysteria, make you very strong, much purple glow. Yes, yes, make you very strong, very big.
I hold out a hand and I warned him. I say, the man that kidnapped us, this may have been his familiar. If we can be careful with it. It was his friend, his magical companion. Possibly.
Oh, magic.
Would feeding her hysterium do the same thing, or would it just hurt her? She's a normal rat, after all. Or as far as we know.
The rat king kind of bends down and sniffs his arm where Bess is and goes, She rat. What do you mean? Familiar. She rat. She my sister.
A magical companion.
Magic? She not magic.
Well, the man that kidnapped us was magic, and he kept this rat on his shoulder. I tell him her name is Bess.
Yes, rat-like shoulder. Rat-like shoulder. Stand, yes.
I am only concerned that because the man escaped and is very mad at us, that perhaps.
Why are you mad at you? Did you hurt rat? You hurt rat?
No, absolutely not.
I sort of cover her little ears and I say, he was a bad man and he attacked us and he left his friend. He abandoned his rat friend.
Oh, bad man.
I am simply.
Rat God shall strike
concerned.
him down. Strike him down. Yes.
It could be a ploy.
Oh.
Do you know what a ploy is?
Ploy.
A trick.
Like ploy with ball.
Like a trick. I simply worry that perhaps.
Fun.
And I cover Bess's ears again. I say, I fear that she could potentially spy on us and give information to her master. I say.
The Rat King kind of.
I have no proof of this.
He seems perplexed, and he pulls his arm away so that you're no longer covering Bess's ears, and he looks down at her, and she looks right up at him, and he starts kind of chittering in his rat language, and every now and then you hear a word in common slip out, and then he kind of shakes his head and goes back to rat speak, whatever you'll call it.
Reek.
And Bess kind of chitters back in a tiny little. It's really odd seeing a normal rat, a quote unquote normal rat, converse with one of these large ratlings, because it really makes you understand how large these guys are. Like the rat chittering is so much different. It's so much smaller and tinier and squeakier. And he looks up at you after a moment and says, She no tell nobody nothing. She won't tell me nothing. She say spooky man feed her. That's it.
Well,
I'll laugh and say, "Me too, little girl. Me too."
Does she feel safe here?
She feels safe here. Yes. Safe with me, Rat King.
Okay.
Good care take. Yes.
All right. I let him have her. He can communicate with her. I cannot. So I feel like she's probably in a better place.
He looks back down at her, chitters a bit, and he says, "She won't go with you. You save her.
Oh.
She's scared. You feed her. You her person now." And he kind of extends his arm with her, and she kind of looks up at you, Six.
I hold my hand out.
And she skitters back up your arm and into your clothing, kind of peeks out from your shoulder.
Oh, that's so sweet.
A little bit touched.
She really likes you.
The Rat King smiles and says, "She do like you. She like you. Yes. You save her. You feed her. You good friend. Good emissary, Rat God. Yes.
Oh.
I just sort of nod. I don't have any words.
Menon's heart is melting right now.
And
I can't believe she even has a heart.
Yeah. Oh.
No, she doesn't anymore because it's a.
And the Rat King, his eyes kind of grow wide again. He goes, "Oh, Rat! I have idea. I have idea for potion. Idea for potion." And he runs off into the cave.
Oh, good luck.
You two are left alone with Gerd kind of just staring you down from across the room.
Did he seem like he was going to be back in a second, or is he probably going to be busy for a while, huh?
No idea.
Well, I'll peek around the corner and make sure he's not like waiting for us.
If you go up to the cave and kind of peek around the corner, you can see him just kind of messing with tons of herbs and various liquids. He probably has no idea what he's doing. He's just kind of throwing shit around.
What's with the statue? It's freaking me out.
Yeah, Hawk thought it was demonic.
I think she's referring to
believe it.
Gerd.
Oh, that guy.
Yes.
The other one we already confirmed is demonic.
That's right. Well, harmless so far. Soon, if we pissed off his friend there, he might be a little more apt to swing. But we haven't seen it so far.
Noted.
All right. Do you feel up for a walk?
Sure.
All right. I sort of shout to the Rat King. We're going to town for supplies. We will return.
There's no reply. And Malcolm kind of looks up from his desk. Once he has an idea, and he kind of rolls his eyes. There's no getting to him. I've tried.
Is there anything you need?
Love.
Right now, just time. If I have more work for you, I'll send for you, I promise. You've proven
Alright.
yourselves, well, at least you, and he kind of nods to you, have proven yourself to me already.
Okay, we give him his leave,
Mhm.
and we'll head into town, huh?
Okay, it's a shorter walk to the tavern.
Sure. Not
Um,
having to dodge people.
And you walk through, and Manon, you notice, you actually see some people. Go walking through the city itself, you didn't really see anyone. Just some creatures, some monsters, and then these guys. And now you're actually walking through a small village with people. Not very many people, but you see people walking about. It almost seems to be normal life.
This
and-
must have been the place that the person about.
Yeah. And 6 leads you to a very small, cozy tavern. And do you guys just walk in together? 6, do you have
Indeed.
anything to tell her before you go in?
Okay, so I
You have
No,
a,
actually.
like
So-
an
oh,
hour
yeah,
or
no,
so
no,
walk.
about the people. So I'll explain that they had been at the current location that we are camping out at now, the ratlings and whatnot. That they seemed friendly.
Amelia and crew.
Yes, Amelia and crew. They seem to be friendly, and they hadn't give us any problems so far. So I'd like to find out what they have to say if they're still waiting for us.
Okay,
All right.
I'll follow your lead.
Okay, so you guys walk into the tavern, and you do not see Amelia and crew right away. You see the barkeep, again, behind the bar, cleaning the same old glass with the same old cloth that he always has. But this time, you notice the bar is completely empty. It's about dusk. This is prime drinking time in this village, in Main Gate. And nobody's here. Just the barkeep and a single person in the corner of the room. He's sitting at a table with a book in hand and a small, neatly stacked pile of books on the table as well.
Nerd.
Do you say this out loud when you come in?
Just quietly to myself.
Okay.
You fucking got Blake with that one.
Zelfar, make me a perception check with disadvantage because I assume you're very in tune with your book.
Oh, Zolfer is not paying much attention.
Wow. With disadvantage 15. You notice people probably came in or something, and you're back to your book.
People. Oh, puts book down, grabs a different book.
Me too.
Okay, and the barkeep kind of notices you guys come in. He looks at he looks to you 6 and goes, back again for my brew, are ya?
I glance at him and I glance to the guy at the table and I say, "Yeah, I'm buying around."
Buying around. That's the most business I'll have had all day. This guy's been scaring away all my customers.
Zelfer's just waving like crazy.
Is it him? Are you kidding me?
His what do you say? Mannerisms are a bit.
Hey, Jesse. Or not Jesse. Jason,
Knucking futts?
that.
What?
What you just posted?
Yeah.
Die.
Oh my god.
I have no other words for that. Holden, I have very apologize for interrupting you there, but I felt like I needed to tell him to die.
Excuse me on that. Yeah, sorry.
All right, continue.
Okay.
I think Holden's
Hold-
broken.
Holding good.
Yeah, no,
Sorry,
Yeah,
that
I'm
was just supposed to be kind of passive.
Yeah, I'm fine.
Bum 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 bum.
You hear Holden fall out of his chair on screen.
Anyway, so you
He's
walk
just
in.
unconscious.
The barkeep mentions to you that this man in the corner with his small stack of books has been scaring away his customers all day with his quote-unquote mannerisms. This man in the corner is eccentrically waving his hand at you guys.
Kind of beckoning him over too. It's like
I walk over with his mug that I assume the barkeep has poured at this point.
Yes.
and,
You mentioned you were buying a round. For
I'll
all
plop it
three
down.
of you is he
for all four of us, I say, nodding to the barkeep.
Ah, I like the way you think. How about my own brew then?
oh god.
I've come accustomed
You
to
finna
it, yes.
die, baby.
5.
So I've hand him over a gold and tell him to keep it.
A tip.
Have,
And he goes behind the bar, and he's back in a room you cannot see into at the moment as you walk over to this strange man in the corner.
Have either of you happened to have seen a small travel party?
I'm sorry. I
described?
should have stopped you. This is my fault.
Oh.
I'm sorry to interrupt you.
Okay.
Blake, perhaps now would be a good time to describe your character for us.
Yes.
He looks, when you look at him, he's wearing decently fine robes. Like, they're not fancy, but they're perfectly cleaned. He's got a white shirt underneath that is also perfectly white. Kind of awkward. He looks very high elf-esque. However, other than the normal copper tint, it's slightly blue. His eyes, instead of being the way normal people's eyes are with the horizontal eyelids coming down,
I forgot about this bitch.
They go
Jesus
side.
Christ.
They go side to side. His sleeves on his shirt hang loose, and as you see him move, they are cut underneath his arm, and he has somewhat mantle-like wings attached to his body.
Is he half Triton?
And he has a smile on his face. He's got this kind of messy black hair. His eyes are also very blue-esque, and he's just kind of waves. Then kind of goes back to writing in his book at this point, as he kind of waves you guys to come over.
Mm-hmm. And as you approach, 6, you were saying? Oh, well, okay. 6 is away at the moment. The barkeep brings out a round of, and you're just smelling it. This is some ridiculously strong something, and he sets 3 small cups on the table in front of you, next to the books, and he says, "On your new friend, I suppose." And he takes a 4th one that he had brought with him as well, and holds it in his hand, standing next to you guys.
Holden, did you get
Anyway.
that?
Get what? Did you message me? Oh, I see.
I can send you the exact text snippet if you'd like.
Okay.
I'll just send it
That's
to you, actually.
no. That's fine for now. It's temporary anyway.
Well, I'm gonna do it anyway.
Go ahead. You can send it to me. Are you sending it to me via Discord or?
No, I'll whisper it to you.
Okay. Usually. Okay.
That's the exact snippet.
Ah, okay. Cool. Okay. Sounds good.
Sweet.
All right, we'll be introducing that in just a moment here.
Okay, that's epic.
Now that's an epic gamer moment.
Fucking hate everything about what just happened.
Well, how's your days going?
I didn't work today, so that's pretty G.
Oh yeah,
I
that's
slipped
right. Everything was
my
canceled
ass
everywhere
down
forever.
stairs this morning, so,
Yeah. Apparently,
my
the
job.
atmosphere is so dirty right now that our snow is yellow rain that has fallen on it.
Yeah, that was gross.
That's
Is it like that down there too?
No.
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
I didn't notice that.
The snow
Gray
outside of my
slush?
house has yellow tint to it.
Yeah,
I-
it has like a yellow, dirty tint.
I
Yeah.
didn't notice that at all.
It's
Interesting.
bad.
That's some nasty shit.
Come on, vegans, stop eating our planet.
Fucking vegans. If they stopped hogging all the oxygen, we'd be just fine.
Right?
Honestly.
Actually, they probably use half the oxygen. They're
No, they
talking
use
about how
twice
much better
the,
they are than everybody else.
No, Eden, I think you're thinking of twice the amount.
No, I was saying they'd use half the amount of oxygen they do if they'd stop talking about how much morally better they are than everybody else.
Okay,
Ah.
I guess.
I mean, you're the one who's choosing to eat.
Do they know how many animals are killed every day just making soy? How many small animals
How much I
accumulates?
fucking
Do they
love
know how
bacon.
delicious a cheeseburger is?
Right?
Yeah. Pretty delicious.
On my life, dude.
You know what's funny
I want
about
a burger
Jason
now.
disappearing a bunch too? This is a little bit of a call out. I'm gonna be honest. He was messaging me today about how excited he was because he was like, "Yeah, this is the first time in a few sessions where like I don't have, you know,
I'm back,
I'm not
sorry.
playing D&D while I should be doing something else."
Doing other shit.
Yeah.
Oh, hi, Jace.
Oh, hi,
Hey,
Mark.
welcome back to me.
Anyway, so you're at this table with this strange looking man ? And the barkeep does bring out a few rounds around for you guys of small cups of some strong smelling something, and he's holding a cup of his own, almost seeming like he's like waiting for you guys to say something.
Cheers.
Cheers! Yeah, to business.
He starts to sniff it.
It smells disgusting.
I go through my books. You see, one says how to make friends, how to be how to socialize.
Oh my god,
How,
it's so high. Oh my god.
The next book,
Have we?
pets,
So
friend
I-
or foe, and they're all in his own handwriting. The next book he grabs, alcohol, what to do. And he opens, you watch as he thumbs through. Most of the pages are blank. The first page just says don't. He goes, I will pass.
Eden
Uh,
IRL.
I'll finish it for you.
And Lillian, at this point, you're upstairs in a small, modest room.
God
and-
damn it, it's Liliana. Fuck
Liliana, okay, I'm sorry. Liliana, at this point, you hear some commotion from downstairs. Sounds like people, and you think maybe it's time to perform. You haven't performed yet tonight, and you haven't heard much going on down there at all. So maybe it'd be a good time to head down.
A good dime.
Good time. Or maybe there's people you
She'll
could
make
ask
her
for
way
help.
downstairs.
Yeah. Okay.
So when I bring up the group I'm looking for, does anyone have any remembrance of them?
Oh, you bring up, yes. The barkeep actually would say, they had an angry teenager. Some woman
That's them.
was okay, perfect. Yes, they were here a couple weeks ago, maybe. Said they were waiting for
Any
someone.
idea where they went?
Something about they kept talking about a big score. Tough guys.
All right. Well, I was trapped in a bedless room for approximately 2 weeks. If you see them again,
He kind of shakes his head in disbelief at you. What?
if you happen to see them again, please let them know we're back in town.
A
I
bedless
fucking
room.
love Six so much.
Me too.
Have
Like-
you?
Prison? Did you
Any-
go to prison? There's no
It was-
prison around here except
Technically.
for the. What?
I guess it
Yeah,
was
it
a
wasn't an
private
official
prison.
prison. It was a private prison. Yeah, we don't need to go too far into that. But the point is, do you have any idea where they went?
Oh, something about the Cloaked Rangers. Big score. Da, da, da. Fuck you guys.
I'm saying.
And at this point
Oh,
in the
Alright.
someone
conversation,
should teach Menon that she has proficiency in bagpipes.
right?
Ooh.
No.
At this
God
point in the
damn it.
conversation, Lily Butthole comes down. Isaac, would you like to describe Lily Butthole for us?
I think he left.
Did he?
God has left
He's
the
back.
game.
I feel attacked. I do.
You came up with a good name that can't be made fun of, and here we
No,
go.
you know what? I've never done that. Did you know that I've never done that? Did you know, Blake,
It's,
that out
it's
of all
hard,
the
man.
characters
Hey.
I made fun of, you guys have always found a fucking loophole?
Hey, would you like to describe this young girl coming down the
I
stairs?
really don't think I want to now.
Okay,
Please.
you don't have to.
Oh, I feel
Is
fucking
she,
attacked.
is she cute? Is she cute?
I mean, yeah.
She's,
Okay.
she's
Hold
probably
on, I
pretty
have it
cute.
up in my phone. I forgot the frick. That's how she talks.
She goes, just come walking downstairs. Goes, Frick, Frick, I'm here to sing a song. Do you want to help me?
You see a not. What the fuck am I listening to?
Eyeballs.
Oh. I fucking looked down the background. It was fucking terrifying. It was just static, and I was like, "Whoa." Decently not tall, but not short per se. Probably around 5'10". Well built, nice titties.
Of course.
Three. Please.
She's currently not wearing her armor, but you can see that she does have the undergarments to wear armor. And she's got long blonde hair, kind of tied back in a ponytail right now. She kind of just walks down, and you can see she's got a little tambourine-like drum in her hand, and she kind of waves at everybody as she comes down.
Hey, Menon, how gay are you?
Huh?
How gay are you, Menon?
Menon's straight.
She's straight? Okay, never mind.
Braxton
Just-
vomits.
Zelfer tilts his head slightly.
Is there any way I can slide the extra beer down the bar toward her?
Extra beer?
Because he's not drinking his.
Oh, yeah, you could.
The
You can
book
pick it up
says
and slide
don't.
it down.
Alright,
Book says
I do that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And
Given that you're a
I'd
fucking
see-
monk, Lily
I'd see her
Butthole.
with the drum, yeah.
Yes, you would see the instrument. She's carrying it.
I'm
openly.
gonna give her a big smile and pull out my violin and just show her and smile.
Violin and bagpipe? That is classy as.
Oh, also it gave me like 4 tool proficiencies, and let's see, it was
she
Very
also
nice.
plays the flute.
bagpipes, lute,
Fucking
lyre, and
flute.
violin.
Wow. You are.
Menon, do you
Musical.
also play the skin flute?
God, I wish.
Proficiency in sucking dick.
Fuck.
Okay.
All right.
Oh, I
So-
suppose this is my turn to do something.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, I slide a beer at you.
It's not a beer.
Ah.
It smells way worse than beer.
She kind of
That's, yeah.
looks at it and sniffs it, and maybe after the performance, she says,
Performance.
and then
but
kind of looks at him and goes,
fun.
"If you want, I perform to stay here most of the time."
Yes, of course.
The barkeep goes, usually there's more people to listen, but hey, why not? I'm paying you for something.
A little entertainment.
You pay me to stay in the room. I said that differently in my head, and that's why it was funny to me. This is actually my first time role-playing a female, and I don't know how I feel about it. I
Hot.
don't have a good female voice.
Just
Suddenly, I want to fuck you. Go on.
I always want to fuck Isaac.
you don't need
Why
to
not?
do a female voice per se. Just I don't know. Just speak high.
Deepest voice I
Soft,
can
I guess.
fucking find.
Every girl sounds like Batman to me.
My name is
My name is
Lily.
Lily. Yeah, I'll just pull out. Not pull out. I already have it in my hand, but I'll just kind of play a little thing.
Roll performance. With advantage because I'm sure you've been doing the same show every night or something. This is what you do.
Performance.
Okay. You're a little groggy. Perhaps you took
Holy
a nap.
fuck, man.
And
May
you
I
kinda-
jump up and help her?
Hold on a second. I have to. I gotta change my name from Jericho.
Right.
Oh yeah, same.
Why is your name Jericho?
Shut up.
Uh,
Go to
That
bed.
you have a separate character sheet for her.
yeah,
Yeah, I
had
don't
one
know,
for
actually.
Zelfer, but I rolled for.
Click at the bottom. It says as.
Oh,
fucking
yeah.
name.
No, you have to change your name.
Yeah, I rolled Zelfer's perception from Braxton. He did
It's-
the same thing as you
Yeah,
see
it's
Liliana's name.
fine. I didn't even notice if I'm being honest. I just saw
Dude,
perception.
hold on. Let me try. There we go. Wow, holy fuck, dude.
Wow, literally the same score. That's incredible.
Samurai with a drum, baby.
Okay. She starts performing. She seems maybe a little tired. Maybe like she's just kind of going through the motions. You know, she's maybe has been here for a bit. If you'd like to jump in and maybe start helping out, she's playing something you've probably never heard before, so you can try to just kind of jump in. You can roll performance with disadvantage if you'd like.
She's gonna kind of look at the party and stop for a second before anybody jumps up and plays.
Eden.
And she's gonna just sigh and sit down and go, "I'm sorry. There's normally more people here."
Zelfer goes, 1 second. He picks up the next book, which is How to Tell when You're Being Rude. puts it to the side. Next book, When to Avoid People. The last of his 6 books, I believe, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, 6. Making people feel better. He flips it open, puts it down. And then he closes the book and sets it down.
She smiles. Like Braxton Part 2.
Oh my god. Braxton 2.0. He does this after she stops. Yeah, he does. She stops and kind of seems disappointed, and he goes, "Wait."
And then
wait,
he starts clapping.
Wait.
Yay,
Oh,
she's done.
yeah.
Yay, she's done.
Then he leans forward and goes, "That was terrible."
Yep, there it is.
Oh.
And she kind of says, "Yeah, it normally is on drab nights like this."
I didn't mind it, I say.
The barkeep is kind of like sheepishly hidden behind his bar, kind of going back to cleaning his glass.
That
I
isn't
can see why
cleaning
you
it.
have a. I can see why you have a permanent residence here. I nod thoughtfully.
And you kind of hear the barkeep mumble, "Permanent, huh? Yeah, we'll see."
Oof.
You are rude.
Okay,
I do have something I would like to speak with the bartender about briefly, if this is a good moment.
Sure.
Basically, without role-playing the whole thing out, I would want to know if you'd be interested in a new top-of-the-line alcoholic brew to be served in this fine establishment. Because I know a guy.
you have his interest.
I'll bring some by sometime in the next week or so, and let you try it.
He says if he likes it, he'd love to start purchasing it from a supplier.
Fabulous. All right, that's
If they're willing
that's
to
all I need.
deliver it all the way out to Direwood, not a lot of people like to come out here.
It's a local company, I say.
He squints at you. What?
No, I'll bring some by.
Uh-huh. Yeah, okay. Okay. So now Zelfer is kind of just sitting in the corner with his books, yelling at people now and then.
He has switched over to the book How to Make Friends, and he's intently studying it.
Yep. Lily is kind
Now
of
that
just
the
disappointedly sitting by herself.
now that the performance has come to an end, I try to push the mug back into her hand.
She's gonna look at it and look back at the bartender and goes, "You know what happens when I drink this. Can I please have something lighter?"
And he goes, "Hi," and he grabs you a
Would I have
mug of
heard
the
that?
usual. Yeah, you would have heard that. He grabs you a mug of the usual.
I'm very curious. I want to see her drink it now.
I kind of do too.
And he looks-
I down it.
Fucking
And I
three
say,
drink
I-
Amy.
Oh, Eden, did you drink
I-
yours?
I would have taken at least a sip of it.
You take a sip. It's disgusting. It's like moonshine strong alcohol.
Yeah, but does it feel good though?
Feels all right.
Does drinking pure
It
grain
feels
alcohol
like-
feel good?
It feels like Cardi
Feels
B
good on the inside.
talking
Have you ever
to
chugged
talking to a
Bustfuel?
young boy.
Butt chug it.
It sounds what?
Anyway,
Who is sitting
Cardi
close?
B talking to a young boy.
I get it. Who is sitting closest to Zelfer?
I imagine in my head, currently, Menon is.
He puts down the book How to Make Friends and actually bookmarks one of the pages. I am Zelfer. And puts out his very awkwardly kind of jabs his hand forward.
I'm gonna give it a nice shake.
He puts it opens to the next page of the book. May I offer you a seat?
I'm already sitting, but thank you.
He pauses. You see him flip a few pages. Kind of looks up at you, looks back to the book. Ah! And he sits down and he picks out. You watch as he takes out a little ink pen and a little jar of ink and starts writing.
Take your time.
And
It's
he
okay.
you can hear him whispering to himself. Don't ask if they are already sitting. Makes things weird. Period.
This fucking character is just Braxton on drugs.
I thought you said you wanted to play someone less high energy. Like holy shit.
He gets way less high energy after you get past this point of him.
Anyway,
Okay.
And while
Trust
this
me.
is happening, the barkeep kind of shouts out to Lily, "You gonna ask these ones for a favor like everyone else?"
I turn to Lily.
Okay. First of all, you get to be that rude, buddy.
Why? I'm giving her a
You
room to stay in. and
Suddenly, just
letting her perform here to stay in the room, and she keeps bugging all my customers.
So do I.
Ooh.
That's true.
I mean, you're not. You can't exactly afford to be picky. I mean, you don't exactly have a great location for your business here. Whose decision was that?
Are you kid? This is the only tavern in all of Main Gate. What do you mean?
Oh,
But
all right.
and yet there's no one here.
There's no one here because of that guy, and he points to that guy in the corner.
Zelfer waves, and then wait. He picks out the book, How to Tell When Someone's Being Rude. That's not nice. You're a prick.
Does he say that out loud?
Yeah.
Yeah, up yours, buddy.
No, if the
Up
atmosphere
my what?
was
I need to know for notes.
No,
Hold
up your ass, whatever you prefer.
Up your ass. I will use that insult.
Yeah,
if the
right.
atmosphere were better, maybe more people would be here in the
Yeah, maybe if the
only
performance was
tavern in
better.
Mons. I'm gonna jump up on the table looking directly at him and start playing by the way I rolled.
Lily's just fucking. Lily looks utterly defeated right now.
Okay.
She is not having a
Yeah,
good
this is,
time.
we're taking the 17, but the thing is, enough. Let's see, you rolled a 2 earlier, right? And I said it
What?
took. You rolled a 2 earlier when you drank the potion. And I said it took like an hour
Yeah.
and an hour and a half to get here. Okay. So you rolled a 9 plus 16. So you rolled 25. You jump up on the bar on the fucking bar and defiantly start playing amazingly on your fiddle.
I'm gonna just, and after a little bit, I'm gonna just for Lily to join me.
God damn it! Here comes more Jericho rolls.
You're not.
All right.
Go ahead, roll performance.
You know
No,
it,
down to
baby.
Georgia. He was looking for a soul to seal.
Okay. You pick up.
Oh.
She doesn't have a beat. She's just kind of playing, and you pick up the beat, and you guys are jamming, and it's great actually.
He was in behind. Zelfer looks to 6. Hello.
I thought you were just gonna stop.
Hey,
Is this
Hey, bud.
normal? I don't know much about socialization.
Hey.
the thing you got to learn about socialization, I say, is there is no normal.
Wait 1 second. He
Let me clap
actually
him on the back.
he grabs the book How to Socialize. Please repeat that.
There is. Go ahead.
There is
No
no
normal.
normal. Pulls on
Period.
the book, closes it.
Max a wire fence.
The book makes a loud twang as it.
He blinks.
But I say,
He opens the book
I
back up.
hand
What?
over. Yes. And I hand over my mug and I say, this helps.
He closes, goes 1 second, opens the book alcohol, flips. It says don't.
Can I see that book?
He hands it to you.
Is there anything else written in the book?
It is completely empty.
I thought you were
The
gonna
first,
throw it.
the first page
Is it-
just says don't.
Is it possible for me to sort of put my thumb on the N apostrophe T part and try to smear it, Holden?
That
You're
is
gonna
a
fucking
question.
die.
That is a question for not me. It's
The
his
that
book.
that one would have been written for a while. He writes it himself. and
Okay.
He wrote that one probably on the first time he tried alcohol, and he
Okay,
realized he
alright.
hated it.
All right, I put my thumb over it instead, and I say, "It's not what it looks like to me."
Well then, sir, your eyes need to be checked.
Ooh, ouch.
That wasn't even that bad of a burn. What do you mean?
Meanwhile, the barkeep
okay,
is
okay,
cheering
this is
on
bad.
the two people
Ooh.
performing because they're actually putting on a fantastic performance right now.
Barkeep,
Yeah.
do you have any cheese?
Sorry, they're playing really. What?
Cheese!
Cheese? I got cheese.
Yeah. I put a gold on the counter.
Do you want that much cheese? As Menon is
Um,
still on the bar playing her fiddle. He's kind
Oh,
of like
you know it,
he's
baby.
trying like talking to you, like kind of looking, peering around her dancing ankles, like.
How
Is Menon wearing a skirt?
No, she's wearing tights.
Okay.
how much
Men
does
in
this
tights, I
buy
get
me? Shut.
What's that?
How much does this buy me?
A lot.
Just give me half. I say.
I'll take your entire cheese.
Half of what?
The cheese.
Half the cheese? All right. He kind of walks back into the same room again. He comes out with like a big block, like a massive chunk of cheese that he's carrying with 2 hands, and he slams it down on the table. That's half the cheese I got, and that gold should cover it, honestly.
Yeah, I'll take it. Does he have a bag or something?
You have 4 pounds of cheese now added to your inventory.
No, you do have 2 pounds of cheese.
Absolutely. All right. I take a hunk off.
It's the top of it is a little bit crusty, like maybe it's not super fresh, but you know,
Sure.
seems fine enough.
I mean, that's to be
Seems
expected.
quite
All
edible.
good. Yeah, I'll take a nice hunk off with my thumb and offer it to Bess there, and try to put the rest in my backpack.
When Bess notices that you're, you can put it in your backpack, I suppose. But when she notices that you're offering her food, she kind of scrambles up and pops out and looks around the room. Seems kind of afraid of all the noises, but is so enticed by the cheese, she starts nibbling at it. She doesn't snag it away from your hand. She kind of starts
Okay.
nibbling at it in your hand.
All right, I let her have it, and I say it's okay. It's loud, but it's okay. I don't know if she can understand me or not, but that's what I'm saying.
Zelfer has walked over, opened the book that says "Pets, Friend or Foe," kind of
Pets, friend or foe?
closes it, sets it down, and goes, "Why do you need the cheese?" He tilts his head, kind of like dog tilt, you know, when they're very curious. He just kind of tilts his head.
Oh, Olive does that a lot.
I fucking love your dog. Oh my
She's
god.
not very smart, but I love her.
Dude, same.
What was the question? I'm sorry.
Why do you need the cheese?
I have friends, I say.
I wish I had friends.
Indeed, I say.
What friends of yours do you have that you need that much cheese?
Oh, I point to the little one on my shoulder, first of all.
That's a pet. According
my friend.
according to my book, and he puts his hand on it, they are friend.
Yes, friend. Pet friend. And other friends, I say. They're not all of my friends are my pets.
All my friends are rats. Push me to the
Kind of.
All my friends are rats.
How do you make friends? I mean, I've been here. I've been out.
/me and say whatever you want to say.
Are you,
I have been out from my past, or out wandering and being able to talk to people for the first time since 3 years ago, actually. This was the first time I was allowed to socialize.
Why is that?
Reasons.
Right.
Tell me more about you. I believe that, in my experience, in my writings, and my notes, that to get closer to each other, it is a reciprocation thing. I tell you something, you tell me something.
And the barkeep kind of interrupts. You see what I mean about his mannerisms?
You, sir, are a pile of dog shit, and you're the one who taught me that insult.
You're damn right I did. I'm proud of you for using it.
Thanks, father.
Thank you.
Yeah, no, I see you.
I lean
What
in
up?
very close. Very close.
Zelfer leans close until his forehead is touching yours. I have no sense of personal space.
I punched a statue to death, I say.
No, Eden, you just have to do /me. You don't have to say your character's name. Menon, continue.
Yeah, I forgot. I wasn't thinking.
You punched a statue to death. I can do magic tricks. Watch. Prestidigitation. Above 6, I'm gonna make a rain of sparks.
Oh.
Dude,
Are they real sparks?
No,
Like,
'cause it's a
no,
illusion
But
spell.
like, would they have
It's
the
harmless.
right? It's hard. Like they don't actually have the same.
heat. No.
No.
Oh god, I know why you're asking.
Okay, that's all. Just need to make sure. Okay.
whoosh.
So this is
Six
a shower of
immediately
sparks.
bursts into flames because his blood is basically just alcohol.
That's right.
So he goes, I know magic, and I've fought my way out of a few things, but I've never punched a statue. That seems idiotic.
Oh, it
Well,
was. It was.
It stopped, I say, and I wink at him.
He looks at you, and you can tell he's trying to wink, but both his eyes, with the weird eyelids, just kind of.
Oh yeah.
That crevice was the
So,
best thing I ever did.
is he normal flesh colored? Like what I might assume to
He's
be
slightly
sort of
blue.
human. It's
No,
okay,
he-
slightly blue.
He looks very high elf at
Okay.
a glance, but he has
Sorry,
blue
YouTube,
tint
I'm
instead
reading
of
chat and
copper, his
Twitch.
eyes are very blue
The eyes.
instead
Yes,
of being
and
the
they
normal high
they
elf.
close vertically, right?
Yes.
That's-
Holden had a very hard time wrapping his puny gamer brain mind around that one.
That one took a long time to explain, but basically our eyelids switched 90
no,
degrees.
because Blake didn't know the difference between horizontal and vertical for some reason.
I explained it to you the same way I explained it to these motherfuckers. Fuck you.
I'm sorry, I'm just so much more
Normal
intelligent.
eyes would close. Technically, normal eyes would close vertically in his. Or his son.
I nod, and I lean back, and I
I
sort of
believe-
shiver at the eyes.
I believe it is your turn.
You close your horizontally slitted eyes vertically. He closes his vertically slitted eyes horizontally. There we go.
Correct.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Yeah.
All right. In the midst of this conversation, the barkeep looks to Lily and says, "See, this is what I'm saying. This is a nice atmosphere. Instead of you dragging people to the slums all the time with your weird mission or whatever."
Just because you
Did you-
couldn't help him doesn't mean someone else can't.
Who are we helping? What's good for
Were you gonna
us
ask a favor?
is good for me.
No. She wasn't gonna ask anything. Don't worry about it. Just keep talking. You're gonna have a great time.
No,
I'm
I'm
not
curious.
I'm very mixed on this
It-
fucking barkeep. I don't know whether to like him or not. That's right, Menon's still just dancing on the bar.
Menon,
Do you
make
need
a
me to
dex
make
check.
a roll?
No, I
I don't mind if I hit him.
I'm interested. I say.
I've got a man who was not per se wrongly imprisoned, but has been imprisoned for far longer than his sentence. And
I know the feeling. I say.
Prison. There's the only prison here belongs to the cloaked rangers. There's no other prison.
So,
she just looks at him with this look of like, I'm fucking talking, can you don't?
Isaac, that has to be my favorite phrase you've ever taught me.
Or
Can
a
you
check and a
don't?
save the same thing.
Men, did you
In
roll
this-
your dex? I'm sorry?
Or a check and a save the same thing.
No.
No.
You want to roll a check, not a save.
The check is located next to the core stat.
Check is actually
Right?
in my
Oh,
book.
no,
It's a
okay.
checkbook. And
Oh, I get
The
yeah.
check
yeah,
is under
okay.
skills.
Under skills. Sorry,
On
at the very
skills,
bottom.
not- the
Oh,
bottom.
okay. Yeah, that's where I was looking for, but acrobatics or like
No, just a
Unskilled
general
dex
dex.
check at the
will
very
you
bottom.
take performance?
I would actually.
Oh, there it is. Sorry.
There it is. Okay, yeah, you swing your foot over his head and you kind of like, you do it well enough that he hardly
Yeah.
notices that you like did it intentionally. He
With,
kind of just like quickly.
with,
"Ugh."
like, a perfect
Yeah,
too.
I bet you said something there, probably, maybe.
Yeah. Whoops.
Yeah. So you swing your foot
Sorry.
over and you go, whoops, and he goes, whatever, and he goes back to the conversation. Seems mildly annoyed with you.
Good.
Right. So you guys were mid-conversation
Yeah.
when the barkeep interrupted?
He was wrongly, or I already said that part.
Yeah.
His sentence has been up for a few years, and I can't personally get the chains off of him. And nobody else I've asked has been able to either.
Wrongly imprisoned. What do you mean?
No. Imprisoned for too long.
For
Crimes?
I
She
see.
says kind of
Well,
sheepishly, knowing that this is the point where most people don't accept her mission.
that seems
Oh.
unfortunate. If I had more information, I might be able.
Zelfer leans
I'm-
forward a little bit. What crimes, please? I believe it's a straightforward question with a straightforward answer. Dancing around it just reduces your chance of people wanting to help you.
She
I
holds
think that's
she holds
more
up her hand and starts putting down
what you
fingers.
said.
Homicide, war crimes, treason, and then she just kind of looks up sheepishly.
Sounds like a good guy. Did the people
Sounds like
deserve it?
my kind of dude.
He leans forward. Did he at least test their limitations?
She hesitates at this one very heavily.
There's a weird smirk on Zelfer's face.
And she goes, I believe he was imprisoned because of a reason that relates to that.
He leans back. I am not part of a group, but I refuse to do things alone.
Well, then what were you doing before we got here?
Bothering
Eat
people
my meat, fucker.
and trying to get friends. You see, most people when they see someone of my appearance,
Ugliness.
sir, you would have trouble laying a dog.
Hold on,
What are we
I'm
talking,
very
big dog,
so
small dog?
watching you.
Okay, Menon's actually gonna
Yes, I
stop
know, so-
playing and applaud you for that one because that was a really sick burn.
He looks at you, see you clapping. You see all that like seriousness leave his face, and he gets that dumb grin.
And he starts
I
clapping
just give him
back.
finger guns and say, "I like you."
His
So,
tilts his head. Well, no, I've never heard that. I've heard you're useful, you benefit the group, but never I like you.
You got spunk, kid. Like that.
Spunk.
That's what comes out of your
That was
penis.
no word.
Shut up.
Fucking Jesse, we went for the same fucking meme.
I like that word.
why are you shaking your head so much?
Don't worry about it.
He'll tell you when you're older.
So you think we should give her a hand, do you? I say. I motion toward.
The name is Zelfer.
Ah,
I'd have
Oh.
a last name after that if I had a last name, but as it is,
I'd have a last name if I had a last name.
Holy fuck.
that makes sense.
As it is, I picked out my own name to begin with.
Why is somebody just banging pots and pans? What's going on?
Someone have a 6-year-old?
Kitchen orgy. Hopefully not with the 6-year-old.
Beauty and the Beast orgy.
God damn it, Isaac.
You had to
So
be
do you think we
sure.
should? What do you think?
What do you mean
I'm-
we?
I'm-
Moving
At this
on.
point,
asking
Lily would
you.
nod her head. Yes, I do think so.
What do you mean we?
You think we should help her?
As in all of us? Am I part of a group now?
Wait, you're saying you can get him out of here? Yeah, take him with you. Yeah, go find the prison or something.
All right,
Well, if
I'm
you
gonna
think we can do it.
I'm gonna take another. I'm gonna pretend to like lose my balance a little bit and swing my foot over his head a little bit again. This time a bit close.
Didn't you jump down from the bar at this point?
No, I didn't jump down. I just stopped playing.
You what?
I just stopped playing. I didn't actually jump.
You've just
down.
been standing atop the bar listening this entire time?
Yep.
Okay. You do it again.
the
This time
boost.
it's like, all right, I get it. Yeah, get down from there. You're done.
I'll hop down and give a little bow and then go back to the rest of the group.
Yeah, take him out
I'm
of here.
s-
You guys go to your little slums mission.
Sir, I thought I was giving you enjoyment. You were teaching me how to insult people.
Yeah, that part was kind of fun. He kind of
looks
smiles a
sick.
little bit.
He looks to 6. I have never been allowed to insult. Everything in the clan was for the benefit of the clan.
Yeah, you're not very good at it right now. I have a feeling practice serve you well. The barkeep. Never mind.
Okay. And
So,
the
am
barkeep
I-
speaks up again. Hey, I got another insult for you. You should use this one a lot.
What is it?
Call people a poop head. They'll be real intimidated by that.
Don't.
He
Please,
opens
mess
Better
with
yet,
you.
doo-doo
Being
head.
rude.
Try that one.
Being rude to people. He grabs that book, opens it, takes out his
I mean,
scroll,
some people
and
are into
and
that, so
actually writes poop head and doo-doo head. Thank you, sir.
The barkeep laughs.
Holy
He blows on the book, closes it. He goes. Then he looks back to 6. Are you cordially inviting me?
you tell me how cordial I am.
You are not being very cordial right now. In fact, you look
Hey.
more like a drunk.
He just had a stroke.
Opens
I,
the book with shaky hands. How to deal with a stroke.
Wait, you look more
Rather
like
with
a
one
drunk.
hand.
You look more like a drunk
I-
than someone who's cordial.
I turn back to Liliana. Liliana. Yes.
Yes.
Here's my concern. I'm not a big murder guy. What's up with that?
Serves its
Murder.
purpose.
What's
What do
up
you
with
mean?
that?
What's up with that?
What's the deal with murder?
What's up with that?
Yeah, your friend here, with the murder and the war crimes.
Yeah.
Any details?
I
I mean, to be honest, you're not really selling it. I'm happy to
don't know.
help. I just
don't know what to say after
Need-
this point. I've never gotten this far.
Normally words suffice.
How long has he been imprisoned?
15 years?
And who did he kill?
He was ex-military, so a lot of people.
Okay, I'm sorry. I really have to pee. I'll be right back. You guys keep going.
Okay.
Wuss.
Was
Did
this
their
in the
death
name of service,
benefit?
or did he choose to kill on his own?
Mostly the first one.
Did
And
their
the
deaths
second one's what got him in
benefit
trouble?
The group.
Yes. I'm sorry, what did you say, Blake?
Did their deaths benefit his group?
Yes.
What is good for the group is good for the single.
Yeah, because that's a great mentality. Not at all going to get you in.
He looks at
She
Menon.
chuckles, and it did.
Looking at Menon, he goes, "It's been drilled into my head for 6 years."
Well, buddy, you need some new drilling.
And this is your, I sort of raise my eyebrows, boyfriend, husband?
I was
Yes?
his prison maid.
You what now?
She was his prison girlfriend.
At this point, her eyes kind of open and she legitimately face palms. And she goes, "Oh my god, I keep on forgetting to tell people this. He's actually royalty. He's the king's son."
Oh, that explains a lot.
It explains
In-
nothing, actually.
In prison on orders of the king, is that right?
Yes.
Okay.
Leg cramp.
This
leg
gets a little more complicated. And who did he get in trouble for killing?
It wasn't as much, from what I've heard from him at least, it wasn't as much of who he killed, but how he did it.
Ooh.
The king hated
And?
mages with a passion.
He'd hate
And-
me.
Oh,
He...
sorry, my Discord's fucking up.
Blake, are you okay?
Blake, the fucking noises you make inspire me to live every day to the fucking fullest.
I'm just dying, man.
I know, stop that.
Your death inspires him to live life to the fullest, is what he's
Oh,
saying.
I want new kneecaps.
And so
Okay.
how
I am uninspired.
precisely did this quote-unquote murder go down?
It wasn't as much of a murder off the battlefield as the treaty was called and he kept going.
Oof.
I see. For
I didn't think you would ask this many questions. I don't have all this written.
okay, all right. I'll try to lay
No,
it
you
off.
can keep going. I'll make it up as I go on at it.
This is a good way to build
Uh,
backstory. Go ahead.
Yeah,
this
it's true.
is actually fucking.
If
great.
6 has more questions, ask away.
Yeah, please do.
It's just.
What?
Jesus Christ.
That one wasn't me.
That was a good one.
Zolfer leans
You-
forward.
Yes.
Oh, good.
Did he torture them?
No, actually, he did not. He killed relentlessly, and I've only heard stories of him on the battlefield. The military called him the 10th Colossus.
Well,
Ooh,
that means he has no information further from me.
that sounds pretty sexy.
I told Holden that I would call him that, and that lines him up for 9 other Colossuses.
Colossi. Colossus
No.
is also correct.
Regardless,
Colossus.
Actually, it would not be Colossi because the blank SI, like octopi, and the cacti is bullshit. That's bullshit. It's for Latin and medical.
Isaac,
Fuckhead.
Isaac,
It's
you're
true.
doing him. Isaac, you're doing a me right now.
They're
Colossi
both
is correct.
They're
Shut
both
up,
correct.
nerd.
They're both correct.
white people.
White people.
It depends whether it's
Agreed.
Greek in origin or
6,
Latin.
at his mention,
Come on.
Shut up, nerd.
at his mention of the 10th Colossus, make a history check.
Yes. I'm gonna do that right now.
Are you? I don't see it yet, bitch.
I did it.
Is Braxton here?
The 10th Colossus.
What is the
I've
plural
heard of this.
Yeah,
Colossus?
she says this. You certainly heard of it before.
Holy fuck, you're right. Colossi in the UK is correct.
Yeah, I told you.
You can suck my entire asshole.
Okay.
Just feel free to engulf
As
it.
as opposed to part of it.
Anyway, at the mention of 10th Colossus, you kind of think back. You know, back in the day, you're pretty sure wasn't he in prison for? Yeah, no, this is all starting to make sense now. He was. No, you didn't hear about him being in prison. No, you heard he was like banished away or went somewhere else. He wasn't in prison. Why would they imprison?
Perhaps exiled.
He was like exiled, or you know, he was related to the king. What?
Killed on a spot? Whoa.
Yeah, and you kind of start to think this doesn't add up entirely, but the name rings a bell.
Do I know why? Have I heard rumors as to why he was banished or imprisoned?
You have not. A lot of
Okay.
you've heard rumors about something about maybe the king's son or the king's son's
then
son.
I did. Liliana would have told them that the king locked him away for using magic.
Okay, right, but
maybe
this
you
is him.
should-
This is him calling on his own, just from
Gotcha,
living
gotcha.
in.
You know,
in
hun,
Direwood
if you want people to go on your missions, maybe you should lead with the fact that his imprisonment was for something stupid.
Yeah, but I don't think about that much.
Fair enough.
Trails off. She's not the brightest. Her
Sulfur
intelligence is
stands
not
up.
very-
That's okay, honey.
He walks over to his little corner and puts on this leather armor that is also glowing slightly blue. Well, I'm ready. Oh, what books do I take? Do I take all 6? Oh.
I would take 5.
Which ones?
I'd go with. First of all,
you gotta take the insults one. The barkeep interrupts.
How to be rude.
Hold
He
it,
puts that
I
up
would-
beside-
I love watching you talk as the barkeep on stream because you always tilt your head back and lean back and then say it.
Because I'm being loud. I have to move away from my microphone or I'm gonna peek
I would
it.
go with. I would go with pets, friend, or foe, because we're probably going to run into a lot of animals that you'll need to figure out relatively quickly which is which.
Picks it up, nods it, puts it in the pile.
How to make friends would probably be good as well.
I'm at 3. What about the alcohol one? It does have a very clear message.
Nah,
Yeah,
Yeah, I
you-
think we should
you
leave that
leave-
here.
You leave that one
Yes.
here with me.
Yeah,
I think the barkeep
it has
is a good person to watch over.
the
this.
message is simple, concise. I think you'd be able to remember that with your big smart brain.
I am somewhat intelligent.
I'll tell you what. I'll take the book's
That's more
message
than
to
I can
heart.
say for myself.
When people come in here and ask for a drink, I'll tell them don't.
That seems terrible for your business. Are you sure you're smart
I
enough
agree.
to run this bar?
Yeah, I mean, really, dude. Like, are you trying to run out of business? Or do you know burning this place down for the insurance money would be so much easier?
The
I
only
don't
thing
think he's
running
smart
me
enough
out
to
of
get away
business
with
is you guys being in here still.
Lily kind of sighs and goes, "He just wants us out."
Well, then tell him to
No.
grow some balls and kick us out.
He points to Six and
I,
says, "That one can stay. He's got money and he's cool. He can brew."
I have 15
I,
gold that I have ravaged.
Rat. What?
What?
You
He
rat.
Ravaged
says, dropping his
asshole.
glass.
he looks and goes, "That's not the right word. Excuse me. What other books? I have 3 out of 6.
What are the other 3?
I
Well,
have,
you're leaving one, so
I have
the
How to
other
Make Friends.
5.
I have How to Make Friends, Pets, Friends or Foe, and then How to Tell When You're Being Rude. I can have When to Avoid People, Making People Feel Better, or Alcohol.
Well, we're leaving
Hmm.
alcohol here.
I'd say it's somewhere between making people feel better and how to tell if someone's being rude.
Well, he wants me, he points at the barkeep, to take How to Tell When You're Being Rude, because that has my insults in it. That way I know I'm being rude when I intend to.
You know what? Go with that.
Alright. So I leave Alcohol, and When to Avoid People, and then How to Make People Feel Better.
Fabulous.
He moves his cloak and he has like 3 book holsters and he starts putting them in. He has one that has a small little pocket book that is written and he moves it to the side and puts another book there.
How'd
And
you
moves
make
that
someone
one.
nerdier than Alexandria?
Book
How?
holsters. He calls them book holsters.
Yeah.
Look, Liliana.
Hold on, I sent you the picture of Percival, the new one that I like more.
I normally don't
Jesus
ask
Christ.
this sort of thing, but is there anything in this for maybe us?
She kind of thinks for a second. He's an excellent fighter if you need one of those.
I've heard.
He has her.
Oh hell, I can't see a man being in prison for performing magic, unless used inappropriately, which it doesn't maybe sound like. I say, leaning over toward Liliana. Sounds like he's a upstanding citizen.
She fucking laughs at that one. Legitimately just. And then she kind of covers her mouth. She goes, I shouldn't laugh at that, but okay.
Was that considered a joke? How was that funny?
You don't know him yet.
I just make a whooshing sound and throw my hand over my head.
He made an improper assumption about someone's character, and someone who knew him better thought it was funny.
I wouldn't say upstanding citizen. Citizen, yes.
So yeah, he's a person.
Well,
Yes,
is
a
he-
good person. But he is, in fact, a living, breathing
A
person.
right? Yeah.
A
am
person is a
also-
person
Alright.
after all.
I am also one
I made it-
person.
At this point, I don't really see any reason not to. I mean, at least go see what the guy has to say. I guess. I mean, sure. Yeah, I'm in. 100%. Let's go. Let's go see this guy. I'll be outside.
She looks legitimately so relieved, and she kind of slumps over. Not like unconscious, but like she kind of just lets her
Just
shoulders
passes out.
Passes out.
kind of
She
fall.
got the vapors.
She goes, passes out.
I step outside.
She
Okay.
kind of gets up and is like, hold on, I'll be right back. And she walks up to her room and puts her armor on and attaches her sword to her side.
Zolfer grabs his backpack, puts it on his back, kind of adjusts that blue leather armor, grabs a large staff that is just kind of carved up by himself with things that make no sense to anyone, and he starts to walk out.
He's
Thank
so
you for-
valid.
Thank you for letting us know that your backpack's on your back.
It was laying on in the corner of the bar, but now
I
it's
don't
on my
believe
back.
you. The bar was wearing it, so you just
Okay.
stole it from the bar. But
Okay.
He walks out, kind of looks and goes, "I would like everyone's name because I forgot already."
Fair
Very
enough.
forthcoming.
that's ahead.
I
Liliana.
think I went outside.
Liliana, the other two.
I have moved outside at this point.
He followed.
Oh,
You guys are
Ah.
together.
call me Six.
That's not a name. That's a number.
Call him V.
Does it matter?
V is a letter. I came up with my own name. You could at least do better.
He's got a point.
It's right on top of his
I
head.
named myself Seven.
Take it or leave it, I say.
Okay.
Oh, I'm idling, by the way.
Okay. All right.
I'm letting it open.
So you guys are finally headed out of the tavern, and
So- Where are we walking, by the way?
Oh, it wasn't. Oh, hold on. It's not even the actual game. It's actually just the Uplay account. I'm
Oh, that's
changing
funny.
settings and shit.
So you guys head out, and along the way, Lily explains a few more details of the place you're headed to. It is an old secret. As far as she is aware, they referred to it as a prison/experimental hospital. It's a very eerie place. She doesn't like to explore very often.
They have beds.
She would be able to tell you there weren't beds, but there were bloodied tables. And you guys,
Experimentation?
yes, experimentation.
Quite fun.
It's not though.
Okay.
I'm beginning to feel like you're not safe, my friend.
So you guys head out, and eventually, moving through the slums, Lily it seems to have done this
Do
many
you
a
know
time.
the way?
She know the way. She has done this many a times, and has a perfect little. Actually, I'll even put you on the map so you can see relatively where you are. You guys currently are in the slums. In I'm gonna ping it right about here on this side. On this side of the city, in this corner area. She leads you through the gate, through the small village, and through her
Do
own
you
little
worry about the
path.
cloaked rangers? I ask.
Oh, did you say that to Lily?
Yes, sorry.
Oh. Who?
Lily would be
Ah,
aware of the
would
cloaked
Lily-
rangers.
would
She would
Lily
be well
have-
aware and would be fairly familiar with their patrol paths, at least in the slums,
Ah,
and is able to easily avoid them.
yeah, gotcha.
Oh,
Yeah,
that's something we have been unable to do. So that's nice.
I got you home. No, I'm kidding.
So she brings you guys to this small, hole-in-the-wall shop. And she opens up the door and casually walks in, and walks behind the where the transactions might occur. Opens up another small door and starts walking down some steps and beckons, tells you guys it's this way. You head down the steps. I assume you all keep following her.
Mm-hmm.
You head down the steps.
Last
with
time I
her.
went down some steps in a building like this,
I
I
was
spent
bedless
2
for 2
weeks.
weeks.
yeah, I eye it and go down anyway.
Okay. You head down, and the air becomes mustier and mustier, and you smell
That's just my pussy.
most.
Damn, bitch, you live
You
like
smell Hawk's pussy. You smell.
Oh yes.
You smell the familiar, the all too familiar in Direwood smell of dried blood, as you enter
Delicious.
a long hallway.
Suddenly you see a dead hawk,
There's the
like the actual
Oh.
bird.
yeah, like an
Oh.
good.
Okay.
You enter a very plain-looking, gray stone-tiled room, a long hallway extending ahead of you, and it's actually relatively clean. And as you walk down this hallway, Lily leading the way, you pass by a couple of halls. The first one on your right, she points down and says, "That way, that's what they call the experimental hospital. This, I don't like to go in there. There's a lot of blood, a lot of."
I would like to
Old.
check it out before we leave.
What would Lily say to this?
that.
She chooses to avoid it. She's been there before. It's not pretty.
At your own risk. I'm not very much for stuff being out of your body that should be in your body per se.
I agree.
Okay, and as you
It's
guys
easier
continue,
to
go ahead.
learn
Lily,
that way.
Yes. Yes. Sorry.
this
No offense, Zelford, dude, but you're a little creepy.
this prison
I've
is
heard
in Direwood. No one lives in Direwood. Why is there a prison out here?
He's been locked up since before the explosion.
Big boom.
Oh, so there might be he might have some complications.
Are you expecting it to be business as usual here? 15.
What do you mean?
I mean, most everyone left when the life left this place.
He can't leave. He's locked up.
What about his captors? What if they've abandoned him? It's not going to be pretty down here.
Oh no, I visit him nearly every day.
Okay.
No,
Are
I
there
still
guards
take care of
here?
him. Nope, only me. And the occasional
So
rat.
we're literally. I see. And how long has he been by himself down here?
Well, I probably should have explained this more. She does actually tend to him literally every day. Like,
Okay.
she brings him like meals and shit.
Okay. And so how long have the guards been gone? Just since the explosion?
Yeah. After the explosion, everything got wiped out. She has no idea what happened to anybody.
Okay.
Mm.
Okay.
And he
let's-
knows this too. for the most part.
Zelfar, as you look around as well, so far, just walking down this hall, all you see is a
Mhm.
gray stone floor beneath you and gray walls around you.
We're like Zelfart.
Hey,
He is. Thank you.
There it is.
He is tapping his staff, like listening to the echo very frequently. Just tap, kind of looking around.
Okay,
In closed spaces, I'm used to this.
there.
Yeah, let's see this cell. Now that I understand a little bit more.
So you guys,
Come.
this conversation was happening as you were heading down the stairs, and you look to your right, and she explains you don't go down there. You continue a little, just a few, 10 feet further, and you look to your right. There's another hallway, and at the end, some sort of cave-in. And then you continue even further along this 10-foot wide hallway until it forces you right. And when you make that right turn, the smell of dried blood becomes stronger. You know that.
You hear very faint, just kind of chill whistling.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, actually, you're whistling at the end of the hall, and
every few like 10, 15 seconds goes by, and to keep the beat, you tap a chain against the ground.
you hear the rustling of chains and
After a
whistling.
little bit, Sulfur starts to match the tapping of the chains with the tapping of his staff.
You guys walk maybe another 50 feet ahead. You see another hallway to your right, and now you get just a little bit of an idea of where you are. You kind of peer around, and you can see some of the dried blood and what appears to maybe be old cells of some sort. And walking further ahead, you see, finally, where this man must be locked up, as there's a room all on its own in the corner of this strange basement. And when you walk up to it, you peer in, you all see, and I'll actually pull this up for you.
Yes, Blake, I know I'm gay.
Very.
Just in advance here.
But does your mom know?
It was a fan-drawn thing that I found really cool, and it actually matches what I described for him almost perfectly.
But you are
I
gay.
literally just had
Yeah,
it. Where'd it go?
100%.
Where did I put it? Oh, there it is.
I
okay.
sent it to you like
Yeah,
5
yeah,
minutes
yeah,
ago.
yeah. Here you go. Show to everyone. There you are. You
Ooh.
peer into the room, and you see a
You're so
very
gay.
tall.
I know, dude. I'm sorry, dude.
You see
It's
a
just-
very
dude, it's
tall,
nice. It's a
large
good
man.
art.
Not quite in shackles like that, but in magically imbued, and you can see the magic emanating off of the chains. They are wrapping around his neck, wrapping around his wrists, and he is tied to the wall behind him. There's some dried blood beneath him, and probably crumbs from food, from meals that have been fed to him. And he looks up at you guys, and does he say anything when he sees this whole group of people?
He looks at Lily and goes, "You actually brought people." Oh,
You have to
God,
respond to
I'm role-playing with
yourself.
myself.
Yeah, you're gonna have to play a couple of characters for a moment,
Oh,
unless
fuck,
you
this
want me
is
to play
really
Lily.
difficult.
I can play Lily if you'd like.
If you'd
Welcome.
like, yeah, that would probably be a
Welcome.
little bit better.
I'll play Lily.
Well,
And
welcome
she
to
One
the
thing
responds.
you guys
she's-
would almost immediately notice, though, is that there are 5,720 tally marks spanning the entire room from what he can reach.
5,500,
know the exact-
600 minutes.
You wouldn't know the exact
Minutes.
number, but there's a hefty amount of tally marks around him.
Mhm. And he looks up and he says, "What to Lily?"
You actually brought people.
I have to keep trying.
do we have 10 minutes?
10 minutes for.
Me to do something.
She
Don't
she
bother me.
looks she looks to Percival.
He sits back and puts his cuffed hands behind his head. He goes, "I've got all the time in
Yeah,
the
she
world."
kind of smirks at Percival like 10 minutes, huh?
He sits down and he begins to ritually cast, so it doesn't use a spell slot because it's a ritual. Detect magic.
Okay.
I have 10 minutes. I'm just doing ruins. I have my little book in front of me.
Mhm. Is everybody just watching? Are you doing anything while he's doing
Percival
this?
would like to look at him and go, "If you're looking for magic, the cuffs are made of it."
If you interrupt me again, it's gonna take longer, and then I'll leave you down here to die.
I've been doing good for
Yeah,
15
and
years.
Lily kind of
Continue
speaks up.
using.
He's not gonna die with me here.
Then I'll get rid of you. And he goes back to doing his thing.
Ignore
She
him.
kind of
Percival
squints
looks
at.
actually pissed off
Yeah,
right now.
She kind of squints at Percival like, and kind of mouths, "I tried. Like, there's someone."
I'd like to approach, and I say, Percival is his name.
Oh yeah, he didn't. My name is Percival.
Did Lily ever
Percival
mention his
Craft.
name?
No, not yet.
Oh, well, she did when you walked in. Yeah.
I've heard a lot about you.
A lot of people have. Not good things, but a lot of people have.
You know, when people say someone's a magic user, don't usually expect them to be. It just kind of looks up and down his body and like raises her eyebrows.
What?
Thanks.
And Lily says, "What? Attractive?"
Not attractive, but like,
No thanks.
oh, I wasn't saying you aren't attractive. I would bang you if you asked, but no,
He
Like-
sighs and just looks down.
I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
Whoop,
But-
whoop.
But I'm guessing, how do you keep the muscles when you've been chained up for 15 years?
Push-ups, and ton of them.
He
Fair enough.
doesn't have much to do but push-ups and pull-ups?
Push-ups.
Question mark?
Is there a bed in here,
No, not at all. It is a plain stone
No.
room.
bro?
Oh
I
God.
feel you.
What was,
Is there a toilet hole?
No.
What?
I didn't
I
think
Lily-
about that part, actually.
I look to Lily.
Lily
and I
kind of-
raise my eyebrows.
She kind of like rubs the back of her neck. It's like, I take care of him.
Oh, ouch! Yikes! That's
two are
not fun
close.
for either of you.
Let's- she kind of says, let's just say I know him up and down.
Oof.
Oh fuck, dude! Why you gotta play me like that?
You give me control of your
Ah.
character.
Yeah, you're right. He kind of scratches the back of his neck with the fucking cuff around his wrist.
And she goes, do you want me to get that
And-
one for you?
No. He goes, I was only supposed to be in here for 4 days.
That piques my curiosity. I say, you were imprisoned shortly before the explosion.
Correct. Yeah, shook my entire cell. I was afraid I was gonna die. Falling rubble, all that shit.
I look at the chains that are tying him down, and I say, is there anything we should know about those?
Well, they've got me shackled. I can't use magic. And they're very heavy.
Yeah, that's he actually was skinnier
Okay.
before.
Okay. So the chains aren't magic or anything. They're not binding you
The
from
chains,
using your magics.
as far as we understand, prevent him from using his magics.
Prevent him from using his magics. Okay.
I
Should
have not
I-
been able to break them. I've tried and tried and tried.
She would also go on to, say that I have not been able to break them with my sword.
And around now, the ritual would be cast.
Detect magic
Mm-hmm.
appears like a little 30-foot sphere erupts from me, and I can see exactly what school of magic the. First of all, does anything else glow in this room?
Congratulations, it's magic.
I gotta know the school of magic.
Would I glow?
I want yes, anything magical would glow in this. So what is glowing? Zelford looks around.
Liliana's boobs.
Let's see.
Rude.
So what magic items are in
I'm
this
not
room?
saying they're fake. I'm saying they're magical, bitch.
Not as rude.
Wait, tell me more.
Tell me more. So what school
Did
of
you
magic?
get very far?
What
Oh.
school of magic is the?
Oh, hold on, are you expecting me to answer this?
No, I'm sorry. I'm literally figuring this out right now. I did not expect
Oh,
to
I
have
was
to
like,
answer
shit,
this.
I don't know.
But I will
don't
be
know.
able to. I will be able to answer it in just a moment. Okay, you can
Okay.
rule out necromancy. It's not illusion. You know what? Actually, if you're just seeing what is glowing, the entire chain, every link of the chain, every piece of metal attaching him to the wall is glowing strongly. And you are fairly certain. Actually, you would have to be 100% certain, wouldn't you?
Yeah.
It is transmutation.
Okay. Is anyone else in the party have any magical items on them?
Yes.
What I would see them glowing.
His dick.
I have a weapon. I have my
Okay,
tattoos.
I'll be right back. Give me 30 seconds to shut off my
Yeah.
meter.
You're good. You would see his scythe. You would
parry
The
up.
scythe,
the parry
the
up as well.
periapt around the neck. Yeah, I got a couple things on me.
What do you see
watch
the? What do you see the potion that I saved from like the one that I took from the Rat King?
You just broke up. What?
Sorry.
Again?
The what do you see the potion I took from the Rat Kings? They only took a little sip of it and then corked it back up. Like,
Did I thought you
Do
chugged
potions
it
count?
with I thought you chugged it with 6. I thought you both chugged your potions.
No, she did not chug it.
She
I
just
took
had a
a
little
sip.
bit.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay. Yeah, no, he would not.
Okay, I'm back.
otherwise, I don't have any magical items. I was just wondering about that.
He leans closer, looking at the link. Does when it connects to the wall, is the magic still against the wall, or does it links?
The magic? You
I can see through walls with
yeah,
this. So
you can
if it's-
see a small patch of magic connecting them to the walls. Otherwise, no, the walls themselves are not magical. Just the small area where the chains attached to the walls. You can tell
Well-
these were certainly made to keep any magic user from using their magic.
Zilfer looks to Herschel. I have a option.
Go for it.
The magic stops at the wall. If we break the wall off, the shackles will be freed and you can move about. But you would still be shackled. But you can
Yeah,
move.
that's the part that kind of gets me.
Well, I don't know how to break these, and I don't have the time to figure it out at the moment. Have you tried magical means? If I shot it with a firebolt, would it break?
I don't.
Lily
I
would
can't
speak
use
up.
magic.
He can't use magic, and he's tried to teach me verbally. It just doesn't make sense without proper training. I can't either.
Well, there's only one way to find out. Takes a step back, and he goes, "How far away do you want me to aim from you?"
And Lily kind of steps in front and is like, wait, you're not going to hurt him.
You broke up. What?
Lily
Yeah,
steps
you
in front of, in between you two, says, wait, you're not going to hurt him.
That is not my intent. But I am not saying I am perfect in my casting. I will attack the chain. Depending on how far up he wants me to attack it, reduces his risk of being damaged. However, if he wants me to shoot the shackles around his wrist, there's a higher chance it hurts him.
He would immediately hold up a hand and go get him off.
Lily
Go for
hesitantly steps away.
Good. Walks forward. He
Menon,
stays about 20 feet back and holds his hand forward.
Menon, just before this, you did notice Six kind of looking at Percival and looking at you and kind of, like mockingly fanning himself.
I'm just gonna give him a look. It's like
Stop
a-
being right, damn it.
just a look that says "fuck you" in like the most sibling way possible.
Okay.
I raise my eyebrows and stop.
Yeah. So
What are you doing, big bro?
Jesus Christ.
No, please, no,
family.
no,
Family therapy.
no.
Blake, how do you know that?
Don't ask questions. All right, what am I? What
Hey,
do you ask?
Zelfer! Hey, Zelfer! Where are you
Oh, yeah.
aiming?
If he's holding up his wrist, I'm aiming at his wrist.
Right
It
at
would
the cuffs.
It would be like half of a T-pose. He'd have one arm out.
Just
I am
one.
aiming at the cuff.
Okay.
Wrist.
Go ahead
wrist,
and roll
wrist.
to hit straight.
Ooh,
It's
that's
a-
nice.
A 21. You fire a firebolt at it, and it's a very strong firebolt. Percival, even you would notice that that was some powerful magic for somebody who just kind of came down here randomly and tried to help you. And it hits the cuff. And Zelfer, can you still detect magic? Do you still see the glow for a minute?
I have 10 minutes, motherfucker.
You have 10 minutes. You watch as your firebolt hits the cuff with great precision. Percival, you do take 1 point of fire damage as it kind of singes
darn.
through around your wrists. You have your wrists are singed, but it completely breaks apart and the magic dispels from that cuff. You have one hand free, and Lily kind of gasps, she almost as if she wasn't ready for this to actually be happening.
He's absolutely speechless. He looks down and just holds his other arm up.
1 second. He walks over. We're at the arm that was just released. He starts feeling where the chains were.
Mhm.
Does that hurt? Does your wrist feel any different now that it's been freed after 15 years?
My arms feel one hell of a lot lighter.
All right. Takes a step back, points his hand. I cannot guarantee the same results so quickly.
That's fine.
I cast it again.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
Not.
This time, it seems as if he noticed that he hurt you a bit. Maybe he's holding back a bit. Maybe he doesn't care, but it doesn't. Yeah, you wouldn't know. But this time, it certainly seemed to be a lesser blast, almost as precise, and it hits the cuff again. The same effect. Both of your hands are free. And Lily, her hands start kind of shaking.
The
She looks
chains
like
are
she's
not
about to
glowing
cry.
anymore, correct?
The chains are not. Once you hit them with magic, the magic dispelled.
I walk up to him and kind of grab him and go, pity. Would have been useful.
He gets up and he turns around and he looks to where the chain is kind of connected to the collar in the back. Not per se, but like he sees where the chain's connected to the wall, spanning to his collar. And he reaches behind him and grabs the base of the chain and casts Shocking Grasp. Since his hands are free, I'm assuming he can use magic now.
Yeah, he could, and you break it.
Nice.
He kind of pats the one around his neck and he goes, "I'm keeping this. It's a good neck brace."
Mm-hmm.
Harry, won't it be uncomfortable to sleep in that thing?
I've been doing it for 15 years.
At this
Yeah, but
point,
wouldn't you like to not?
Eh.
Zelfer, you can see through walls. You can detect magic through walls. You said yes.
30 feet, yes.
30 feet. Oh, okay. Never mind.
Ooh, there's an opening for drama.
Uh-oh. Uh-oh, spaghettios.
As long as it's not, I can go through 1 foot of stone, 1 inch of common metal, a thin sheet of lead, or 3 feet of wood or dirt.
That's all I need to know. Thank you.
He takes a step back and he goes, and you watch all the seriousness that was in his face fade. He gets a little smile and goes, moves his staff from his right hand to his left, puts out his hand very awkwardly. Hi, I'm Zelfer.
Oh, baby boy.
Eden's getting attracted. They're not attracted, but Eden's like pack bonding with this D&D.
I've adopted my sociopathic son.
God damn it. He would walk up to you and legitimately embrace you in a hug.
Oh.
So there is a huge, like, anyone who sees his face, he is fucking panicking.
I knew it.
No.
He goes, book, pulls up, tries to push you away. How to make friends, just.
I'm gonna say, do it back.
He kind of lightly, using his staff, still kind of hugs you.
Yeah,
Oh yeah, it would be
I'll give
very
him a
awkward with his neck brace.
I'll give him a thumbs up.
How tall is Zelfer?
I have it written somewhere. He is exactly 6 feet.
Oh, I'm 1 inch taller than you. So, yeah, the giant neck brace would kind of hit your chin a little bit.
He takes a step back, kind of looks at him, and then his eyes blink in that weird form.
I like you. He holds
You
out
are-
a hand. Thank you very much.
He shakes your head. You are human, yes?
Correct.
How much pain have you endured in the past 15 years?
Are you talking emotional, physical?
Physical. Emotional comes later.
I don't know. The chains were pretty heavy. It was a really big bitch to get past that for the first 5 years.
It's a good mystery.
Okay.
Hey, 6, I will fuck you up, you motherfucker.
What happened?
Fur bolts, Jesus Christ, or fur blocks even.
Takes a step back.
It requires a half of a squirrel to cast. And it targets one groin for 3 to 5 range.
Duration all week. You heard a mold of fire to crouch your object within rings, make a range spool attack against the target pharmacy. On a hot hoe, target takes 10d 102 fire dam. A flashlight object by the spool ignites if it isn't being touched or cured.
I hate you.
I honestly feel like I just had a script.
Cast time 1 episode of Glee. Fuck you. He takes a step back. He sits down next to the chains and starts with his staff across his, like, he's sitting crisscross applesauce with his staff like across it. He picks up the chains and starts like examining it, just looking at.
Okay. They are now, as far as you can tell, normal chains.
He is humming to himself as he kind of tests how tight they would have attached to Percy's arms.
Mm-hmm.
It would have been not like taut in like a T-pose like this dead guy in the fucking main.
T-pose Thursday, my dudes.
It wouldn't be like that with his arms shackled, but he would be able to have him by his side.
But how tight around your wrist is what he's looking at.
Oh, decently.
He's just
not
sitting there
like
studying it.
tight enough to the point where it fucking hurt. Actually, it would. It would have a little bit because he would have grown up, so his wrists would have been much thicker.
Oh yeah.
Thick.
Are those gauntlet things are destroyed? Is that correct?
Yeah.
the
things
Yes,
that were around
they
his-
are. They
Oh,
are.
okay.
Well, they're singed and kind of burst open. They're cracked. They're not entirely destroyed.
Okay.
There are remnants of them for sure.
Well, I hope we don't have to stop a magic user.
At this point, Percival would go up and completely embrace Liliana in a hug.
Oh.
And
Percival.
she would be crying as she hugged you back.
Percival, I have a question for you.
Oh, would she now? Would my character do that to me? I don't know.
Would I do that to me?
Percival pulls away. Yes.
Would you fuck me? I'd fuck me. I'd fuck me hard.
You're the child of royalty, correct?
Yes.
How much gold do you have?
On me in
Don't-
person? None.
Percival, I'm sorry. One more question. I hope this isn't too prying.
No, please
Your,
ask.
your father, the king.
That cunt.
Why did
yeah,
he-
what about him?
Ah, I suppose that answers my question. I was going to ask why he did attempt in 15 years to potentially launch a party to rescue his son, but it sounds like perhaps the two of you are not on good terms.
I
Six,
have no idea what happened to my father.
Six, you also do not know what happened
Yes,
to the
sir.
king.
Interesting.
Nobody has heard from the king since the explosion.
Okay, that's a good.
There are
No,
whispers
for all
that
I
he's
know-
still alive, so it would have made sense for you to say that, but there's nothing for sure. Nobody
For all I
knows.
know
Okay.
and for all I care, that bastard could have died in the explosion.
Can I probably don't need to actually roll. Perception? Does it sound? He's not like straight up lying, right? Doesn't sound like it.
No, he would actually be telling 100% the truth.
Okay,
I
Okay,
would say you
alright,
could have rolled inside if you wanted, but
sure. No, I got you. Okay. Can I get you a drink? I ask.
What time is it during the day?
Does it matter?
Yes.
Alcohol.
they could
No,
tell
no,
you.
no, this is me asking, Holden.
I mean, you wouldn't know, but if you asked them and they answered, they could tell you that it was maybe just an hour or two past nightfall.
Oh, fuck.
About an hour or
No
two
sun
past
right now.
nightfall.
It is
No
dark.
sun right now. It's pretty dark.
I haven't seen the moon in 15 years.
Percival,
That's
one
so
more.
sad.
One more question.
I put my hand on his shoulder and I say, "There isn't one anymore."
I'm gonna Okay, I'm gonna-
Percival's legitimately gonna look confused.
I'm gonna
Zalfir
punch
said,
6 in the shoulder.
That's not true. Are you trying to lie to the man?
I'm gonna
That's not very nice.
give it good
Lying to
punch.
people is rude. Pulls
You
out the book,
fuck.
How to Be Rude, flips it open, starts writing.
I smile warmly and I apologize. I couldn't help myself.
He just.
You fuck, it could have in that explosion. I don't know what happened up there.
Percival,
Yes.
your friend there won't accompany me to the experimentation room. Will you?
There's an experimentation room down here? It wasn't a
Oh.
store?
Yes.
I mean, I'd
I've been
check it
told-
out. Now that you're free, of course, and we don't have anything else pressing on our.
Percival,
Plates, I
you
would-
would be aware that this isn't just a prison. Your father had certain fucked up experiments down here, but you never really were told about them.
Oh yeah, for the most part, he's just surprised that it's still standing.
Mm-hmm.
That-
He'd go, yes, but she doesn't much like it down there. He'd kind of turn to her and, if you'd like to wait up top, I'll be up. I promise.
Oh.
She wouldn't she would probably say she'd rather stay with you, wouldn't she?
It depends on how much she doesn't like that place.
If you would prefer to stay up top, I would be happy to stay with you.
She kind of looks to you, Percival, and kind of looks worried. Mm,
I mean, honestly, I don't feel too great about going down there either. Like, I'm a party girl. I don't like the whole blood and guts thing. So,
and Lily suggests, why don't we all just kind of wait at the end of the hall for him to satisfy his curiosity?
I'm not going alone.
No, Percival would look at
I'll go with you.
Zalfir and be like, I will come with. But he'd turn to Lily and say, I have to know what my father did to others.
She'd look at you and say, you don't want to see it, but okay.
Is there any remnants of the past experience or records of them?
I'm sorry, can you repeat that?
Are there any records or remnants of the past experiments?
Lots of blood, some
That's-
strange ritualistic circles,
Anything we can learn is going to be helpful at this point.
There are some tables with some really old, dried, molding somethings on it. I don't know.
He looks to Six.
Didn't stick around.
What are you trying to learn?
Six's
How to love, baby.
Six's face goes a little dark, and he says, "I just want to find out what happened here."
I'm looking to learn how to further people. When you find something's limitations, you know how to exceed them the next time around. And he starts to walk out.
I don't know if I like him.
Okay. Are you guys
We
following
walk into
Zelfar
the
then?
By the way,
experimentation
Menon
room.
says-
Yes.
Menon said that, not me. I love him.
Percival would have asked for Liliana's sword, and she would have given it to him.
Makes sense. Okay. So you guys
Uh,
walk down
I
the-
Up to
hand-
where they kept mine, is what he would have
Menon,
said.
I hold the scythe out to you and I say, "Do you can you swing this? It's not going to do me any good. I'm just trying to do what's best."
I could try.
All right, you have a sword of the or a scythe of the hunter.
Is the scythe a simple weapon?
No.
No.
Fuck. Okay.
Ah,
Not proficient, but
Okay.
all right. Well, yeah.
Zelfar,
I
are
can't either.
you,
So
when you walk back down the hall to where it forced you right, and so it forced you left this time, you did walk past the smaller hallway that would branch off left from where you're walking now, and you would be able to kind of peer in and see some bloodied rooms. Are you inspecting those or walking right back to where she said the experiments were?
I glance in, kind of peek my head forward. I have dark vision, by the way.
Okay.
Just
it is
so you know,
very
'cause
dark in those areas. Yes.
Braxton did not.
I feel like pretty much everybody but
Yeah. So you peek in, you would see some chains similar to what Percival was in, lots of blood all over the floor, and some torture devices, and some cages that looked like they were meant to very uncomfortably hold bodies. It
He
looks like some sort of
starts-
torture / containment rooms.
He starts humming to himself. He just kind of wanders in there looking around, touching
Okay.
the torture devices, kind of looking up at him, kind of remembering his time in his clan
Mm-hmm.
and putting him back down.
Okay. So you walk. Okay. Does anybody
Mhm.
follow him in as he's humming, or do you just wait for him at the end of
Yes.
the hall? Okay. 6. You see the
no,
same
I'll
thing,
go in with him.
and you see him humming as he's kind of touching these torture devices.
Runs his hands across the tables, even with the dried blood, no hesitation.
Mm-hmm.
You enjoying yourself?
Not at all.
Good.
Get fucked, kid.
He looks at Six. Pain without results is meaningless.
Existence is pain.
Okay.
He leaves the room and starts heading now towards the
Okay.
experimentation room.
So you guys see 6 in Zelf. Would Percival have gone with them?
Would what?
Would Percival have gone with them to look?
Oh yeah, he would have to know what his
Yeah.
father did.
Yep. There's lots of dry blood. It's obvious that there was an interrogation / torture room. You would know this is where. You could probably think of a couple people who you would have known would have been sent here probably.
Mm.
And it's atrocious. It's disgusting. There are hooks. There are knives. There are some devices you've never even heard or could imagine.
very Spanish Inquisition-esque.
Was
You
there
s-
anything that's not super rotting, like rusty?
Everything's rusty as hell.
How rusty?
3.
Rusty enough that if you picked them up, it might crumble in your hands.
Then prestidigitation will not clean it. All right, good to know.
Okay.
3 rusty.
3. It's 4 rusty. You guys walk out of the room.
That is.
The party reconvenes, and you walk back down the hallway. And Percival, you would look down. The first hallway you see on your left, there's a large cave-in. You don't know what was down there before, but you kind of think, yeah, okay, so this place did almost collapse. And that cave-in was maybe 50 feet away from where you were. You keep walking down just a little further, and you take another left. At this point, I would like to know who all is going into this experimental hospital.
6 will go.
6. Percival, Zelfar.
Yes.
So Menon and Lily are going to stay behind.
Actually, if he's seen this much, he would have gotten enough and turned back.
Okay.
Watching him turn back, Zelfer kind of looks and goes, "Thought we had a deal."
You still have someone coming with you.
Indeed.
You said you didn't want to go alone. You're
And
not
at this
going alone.
point, as you started walking down the hall, you would see a few rows of hallways, and you could kind of peruse the rooms. Several of them are just small, maybe 20 by 10-foot rooms with old bloodied tables on them. Who knows what happened on these? There's no tools or anything. But as you walk further down the hall, the last room is the largest. And at this point, you would see, as you would still have detect magic, you'd still have a couple minutes left, there are several rings of various... You know, at this point, I should probably just show you guys the map.
Thank you, Daddy.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
No, absolutely not. Denied.
Why the fuck? Why my pee hard?
Because you're hot.
What happened?
I love you so much, Isaac.
I don't believe there's any correlation, but I'll take it.
I don't have a token for Lily, so I'm just gonna place a blat. There you go. Okay.
Can you show me the map too, please?
Oh yeah, you'll see it.
Oh yeah,
I
I forgot
see
you're
no
here.
map.
Hi.
Hold on.
Wait.
I guarantee
I'll be
he
showing it in
said
just a
that to his
moment.
girlfriend.
I'm
No,
just doing
I was talking to Hawk.
Oh.
Kristen's out,
You're gonna
probably
go
having
there.
tattooed.
Okay, I am going to drag
What?
you guys in.
I don't know what she's doing.
now. Let's see. Let's see. This is all revealed. Perfect. Okay. Clink,
Someone
clink,
just
clank.
really has an affection with clinking stuff
Okay, this
together
isn't it.
today.
This isn't it. This isn't it. There we
I
go.
like bottles.
He fucked it.
No, it was on purpose. I have too many things. So this is the map you guys have been exploring. I was trying to do it in theater of the mind because this was just thrown together very quickly before the session, but don't worry. Okay. So 6.
You don't admit
Please
that
don't move
shit.
your tokens.
Oh, okay.
6 and Zelfer. You've been walking through these rooms, and this last room you enter has several rings of various runes and depictions you've never seen before, except for a pentagram. You've seen a pentagram before. And there's also
3 of them are very Norse.
a very large book in the center of the room. And Zelfer, with your detect magic, you would see that this one I'm about to ping now. I'm not pinging for some reason. Oh, here we go. This one right here is emanating a strong magical energy. It's pulsating almost. It seems as though something within it is... It's doing something. You don't know what. Looking at the other end of the room, you would see... The tables don't depict this properly, but there are old...
Food?
Not food. It's all old, rotted, maybe herbs. Maybe... You can't really tell. It's all like moldy, and it smells disgusting in here. And
Dirty.
Hey, I got one question though.
Hmm.
What school of magic? Hey, you remember at the start of my campaign when little Alex always asked that fucking question?
Probably...
Remember how he got stabbed in the chest?
Yes, I do.
It would technically be necromancy, Jesse?
Jesse.
Jesse?
That one's up to you, dude.
I think it would technically be necromancy. Yeah. It's necromantic.
Well, hang on.
What do you mean, hang on? Okay. You guys walk in this room to the clickety-clack of a keyboard.
That's my favorite noise.
And
to hear in
you're
D&D.
kind of inspecting. And Zelfer, I assume that you're most fixated on this thing pulsating energy.
I'm glancing at it, but there is a book.
Mm-hmm.
Zelfer walks to the book.
You walk toward the book, and as you reach the book itself, you notice, has a very faint glow to it of magic. And then, all at once, there is in 6, even you facing away, kind of looking at all this molded, disgusting whatever it is, or whatever it used to be, even you see a flash of white. Even down the hallway, you 3 together, kind of waiting for them, see some sort of flash come from down the hallway, origin unknown.
That might
And then-
be good.
Lying in the ring. Jesse, would you like to describe him for us?
No.
Very, very large man.
Big boy.
Very large. You know that he's very tall. He's fairly built.
Here, I'm just gonna do this for everyone's sake.
He's wearing a suit of
Big boy.
armor
He's
with a...
Big man.
He's wearing a suit
He's
of
a
armor
big man.
with a hole in it, with a hole in the chest.
He chonky.
Mhm.
I like him big.
I like him chunky.
Chunky.
I like him thick.
Yeah.
He's wearing
I
a.
like him
He's wearing.
All right,
I
allow
like
Jesse. Please allow
He's wearing
Jesse to
a
Jesse.
full
speak.
suit of plate with a big hole in it. And yeah, he's just very large.
Mhm. There's a massive hole in the chest, and you can see
Should
around the
we-
hole.
A titty window?
No, in the center.
Oh,
in the
it's
Window.
another
center.
gird.
In the center.
Gird, I say.
You
Should
see
we roll
surrounded
initiative?
the hole, kind of surrounding the puncture, is old dried blood, and he's laying there, completely, not unconscious, but seemingly unable to move. And I assume maybe he'd let out a groan or probably very confused. Jesse? Yeah,
Lothar
like
walks
that.
over with his staff. He kind of pokes him like a kid with a dead animal. Poke, poke.
You have no idea who's
Vomits.
poking you or why.
Are you alive?
I clench my fists just in case, and I
This-
say,
I ready my weapon. What do you do?
Person
I
with a
clench my
num-
fist.
Person with a number for a name. Are you
Zelfer,
alive?
just before your detect magic dispels.
"Wait, who are you talking to?"
The person
Zelf.
who has a number for a name.
Oh,
That's
I'll
me.
ask him if I see him.
Yes, Holden.
So the book and the ring, all of the magic emanating from them disappears.
Pity. Hey, you on the floor. Are you alive or dead? Well, that's not in a word. Are you alive or dead?
Can I roll a medicine check there?
Go for it.
Like, what's wrong with this guy?
Go for it.
Alright.
Well, he's got a fucking hole in his chest.
Okay.
That might be an issue.
Yeah. Firstly, you notice a hole in his chest, and that's the first thing that. Oh,
Oh,
you don't
whoops,
need to.
sorry.
You
Sorry. I didn't-
notice the hole
Yeah.
in his armor, this gaping hole with dried blood around it.
Mhm.
And you inspect that immediately, thinking that's what's causing him to be, on the ground. But no, he's perfectly.
Uh-huh.
There's a scar, but there's no open wound.
I attempt to stabilize him.
Well, I wasn't finished.
Okay.
There's no open wound, and then you're kind of assessing his symptoms. He
Mhm.
seems to be, as far as you can tell, he just seems to be suffering some serious fatigue of some sort. He's,
I hold up my flask to him. You look like he'd use it.
He rolls over very slowly. It's pretty hard for him. And he tries to get up and then just fucking pukes.
Oh,
I take my flask back. Perhaps you've had too much.
Zelfa takes a step back.
there's
Are
no
you
such thing as-
alive?
Clearly, he hasn't had enough.
Who are you?
I asked you the question first, and in my book that I have written myself on how to make friends, you should answer mine first.
Maybe someone else should write that book.
You shouldn't be making demands.
I didn't make a demand. I asked a question.
Wait, is this Ajax?
Oh God.
I'm alive, I think.
I am Zelfa.
I don't know how.
Now it's my turn to ask a question. Who are you?
I'm Sam.
That name.
Where are we?
We are downstairs. Six, do you want to ask a question? We're taking turns.
We are downstairs.
Yeah, where did you learn to ask questions? I ask.
I taught myself.
All right, I'm done.
At this point, the halls are very open. The three of you at the end of the hall would hear the echoing of them speaking to some new voice.
Percival looks at Lily. He goes, "I haven't had anybody talk down there ever."
She shrugs and like wildly shakes her head like, "There's nobody. There's no what."
What the fuck?
She's as confused as you are.
Sam, it's your turn to ask a question.
How am I alive?
I don't have an answer to that. Would you like to not be?
Where should you be?
No.
Six, you have to wait your turn. It was my turn.
Oh,
Now it's
sorry.
Six's.
To wait your turn.
You,
It
you
is
already
close.
asked your question.
Yes, now it's
Sorry.
Six's turn.
Where should you be?
The last thing I remember was a blade sticking out of my chest.
Kinky.
Oh, that's interesting. There's no
And
blade
I was in a forest.
Was there a tall dog there?
No.
Oh, good. Covering my bases.
He's gonna very shakily start to stand up.
I
He attempts to use his sword, but
Stand up.
his sword is so fucking rusted, as Holden described, that it just crumbles.
Ugh.
You see his
I
knees wobble and his sword
give an
crumbles
arm.
beneath him, and you catch him
Yeah.
barely. He's a very heavy man. Make a
Alright.
strength check.
Okay.
He big boy. You
Am-
medium boy.
Am I that heavy though?
Aren't you? I thought I was looking at your character sheet. You big boy.
Oh.
Yeah, you big
kinda.
boy. You big boy. Especially compared to 6.
Oh.
there.
Oh.
Not compared. Is he bigger than Braxton was?
I think so.
Damn.
Wow.
Damn.
That's a big,
Okay.
big guy.
With an 8, you kind of like, you're not able to help him stand, but you stop him from just falling onto the floor. He cut
Alright,
his knees, start
okay.
to wobble, and he falls to one knee, and you help him kind of stabilize in that position.
Easy, big guy. You want to take that helmet off?
Yeah, well, his helmet was already removed.
Oh, okay, sorry.
When he puked.
Gotcha. That makes a lot more sense.
What's his hair color?
Brown.
Puke. Oh.
No,
Um,
black hair. Excuse me.
Zelfer kind of tilts and leans closer. Was your sword supposed to do that?
No.
Hmm.
Oh, Percival would have asked Liliana if she had found his sword and bow.
Has she?
That's up to you.
Yes.
Okay. Then she would have kept it at the end, which is why he can't summon it, because it's too far away.
So Sam,
Yes.
before the last thing you remembered, so before that, so it'd be the second to last thing. What was it like outside?
You're such a fuck.
Right. Colorful.
Buildings existed.
Yes.
Wrong phrase for that. Were buildings standing?
Of course. We just
Ah.
built the city.
I have news for
We
you.
built this thing.
Did you build it on a fine structure of rock and roll?
I'm sorry. Okay. I'm going to pause this for just one moment. Roll it back
I
just
didn't
one
mean
moment.
to do that. I'm sorry.
No, you're good. You're good. I'm gonna pause this for one moment. I'll be right back with Jesse. Okay, so when you died, Direwood, the city proper, had barely been started. It was basically just another it was just the largest village of a collection of small villages. Yeah.
Yeah, that's what I figured.
Okay. Yeah. So I'm gonna tell you right now, when you exit this building, you're gonna be fucking lost. You're gonna be confused. You're gonna be astounded by the size of the buildings.
The destroyed buildings?
And confused at why they're destroyed. It's not going to look anything like you remember. You remember just basically a small collection of villages, and Direwood was the largest one.
Okay.
That's good.
Okay,
Oh,
continue.
hi. Hey, guys.
Now, you just asked if buildings were a thing, and he said, "Yeah, of course."
Were they?
We
They were
built
still.
them.
You okay? Well, news for you. They're not
They're not what?
standing.
What do you mean?
He looks
They're
to 6.
sitting.
He looks to 6. Was I not clear? Do I have to make notes about that?
What do you mean the buildings aren't standing?
As Stu, buddy. Yeah.
They fell. Let me
Where
get
are you
someone-
from?
Let me get
Where are
someone
you
to better
from?
explain this. Zelfer
Where?
goes to find someone else to explain this.
Okay.
Tell me where you're from.
am
What
I
kingdom?
from?
What?
I'm
yes.
from the village of Direwood.
Okay. Sounds like you might be a little surprised when we walk outside.
Okay. And at this point, Zelfer reaches the end of the hallway, and what does he say to the group?
There's a man in there named Sam who was here when the building was built. I don't know how to explain to him they are not standing.
What do you mean? Are they sitting?
He looks at him and go, He actually
I
pulls
feel
out
like you made a face and I didn't.
he starts to like interesting. Well, Percival and Menon and the other one, Lillian.
Wait, I never told Zephyr my name.
Oh,
actually.
you did?
No.
Oh, he goes, Percival, female who can play instrument, and Liliana. I think we should all go meet Sam.
Lily gives Percival a raised eyebrow.
We're playing a question game. We can take turns.
She looks at him and says, "There's no way anybody could have gotten in here."
No, he appeared magically. There was magic, and there wasn't, and then he was there.
She kind of
Then he
shakes her
cute.
head in surprise. I don't want to go in there, but that's
I can draw you a diagram.
She looks at Percival again. Lead the way.
He's like, yeah, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Okay, so Zephyr leads you guys back down the hall, and you enter the same room I described before. You pass by some of the tables that I had mentioned, the bloody tables, and you see these runes and these circles.
And I
and this
see a
book.
floating circle above the tip of a hot dog.
What?
I just. Well, at least Jason sees the same hot dog tip and circle.
What the hell are you on about?
No more comments. Never mind.
Right, yeah, standing above someone.
Oh my
There's a
god.
hot dog in
Okay.
a circle.
Fuck it. Okay, so you guys enter the room, and you see this man in armor with a massive gaping hole in his chest. Not his chest, the chest of his armor, that I should say.
Ooh, buddy, your armor looks a little. Oh, did you get that from a priest?
What?
Ew. The hickey?
Did you get the armor from a priest?
No.
It's pretty holy.
And that's a wrap. Thank you guys for coming out tonight. What a great session. No, fuck
Menon,
you.
Menon, wait, would I be there? Yeah,
You can't see how big the smile is on my
Would-
face, you know?
I can hear it. Wait,
know.
Menon would be there, right?
Yeah, she's there.
Yeah, she's doubled over laughing.
Zephyr actually looks at Percival. Yes, if it was given to him by a priest, it would be holy armor.
Thank you.
This is Lily now.
I offer
There you
my
go.
flask back over again, and I say, looks like you could use it again.
I accept.
Drink, 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 drink.
Yeah, I drink some.
You take a sip
Chug a
strong.
lug,
of
chug a lug.
some of Six's alcohol
Yeah.
just after you were
Congratulations, you die.
brought here.
Yep.
Constitution saving throw disadvantage.
Ooh. Okay.
You take a sip, and you're no stranger to drinking, but you feel as though it's been ages, and it kind of goes down and it burns your throat, and you kind of cough a little bit, but you keep it down, but it burns.
Good man.
That's some fine alcohol, my elven friend. I toss it back.
All of it?
Or
I mean-
whatever's left.
As much as you want there.
No,
It's-
he-
that's
You're dead.
almost.
Jesse, he's saying toss it back
There's
as
like-
in you drank it all.
There's a lot, and that's
No,
fine.
like-
You can have it.
But
I-
Jesse meant he literally tosses you the flask.
Oh, I get it. Sorry. I got you. My bad. All right.
Jason, I literally thought you were making a joke there.
No, I was.
I
Just
thought it was
dumb this
Jesse that
time.
was getting whooshed.
No.
R/whoosh fuckface.
Do you feel like you can walk?
I don't know, maybe. I try to stand up.
Well, if you'd rather take a rest
Maybe
here,
wobbly legs.
we might be safer inside than out in the street.
If you try to stand up on your own, you're on one knee right now. You begin to kind of pull yourself up, and your knees begin to wobble. Make a strength saving throw.
Oh, that's my best. Oh, never mind.
Your knees begin to wobble, and you fall back down to one knee. Actually, this time 2 knees. You're on your knees.
He does not appear able to stand by himself.
I feel like it's
recommend-
been forever since I've walked around.
Well, how
It-
long has it been?
I don't
May
know.
have been.
Percival would like to look at him and go, I've been here for 15 years and I've never seen you or heard you or known of your existence.
Nor do I remember ever being brought here.
Sam, it feels like it was only a moment ago that you were stabbed through the back, but also it feels like a millennia. You have no idea.
Things have changed since you've been outside.
Since we
What do you mean things have been changed?
It's not the city you remember, I'm afraid.
What do you mean city? It was never a city. It was a village.
Oh.
Fuck.
Oh. Do you know what year it is?
I'm from a village.
Do we know what year it is? Can we compare this? And
You
just...
know, I was literally building a calendar a little bit ago because in Blake's campaign, he built a calendar and I thought that was cool. But then we haven't used it since he showed it to us, so I figured, whatever. And
I keep it marked with every single day.
yeah,
that
I
passes.
assume you do, but we're gonna say... Actually, wait. No, I have something actually I can base this off of. One moment. Give me one moment. 6, you would know
Yeah?
it is the year... Hold on. 851.
remember what year it is. Hold on. Oh, it's 8:51.
No,
What-
it's
I mean,
10:51 p.m.
Oh, it
Oh,
is.
actually, that's kind of funny. At my house, it's 8:51. Look at that.
Same.
Oh shit! It is 851 in your guys. However,
Does he know what year it was?
I'm sorry. What?
Does Sam? Do you know what year it is?
Sam, you would believe that it is the year 101 of the Third Age.
I don't know. You're 101.
It's like 2 o'clock here.
6. It is 851
Do I know what
of
that
the Third
means?
Age.
8th. Okay, my friend. This might be a little shocking.
Hate to do it to you like this. What?
You know I
But
had to.
You
It is
know
the
I had
year-
to.
8:51.
What?
What do
Are
you
you?
say?
I
are
hand
you
my
pulling
flask
pranks
back.
on me?
I hand my flask back and I say, "You might need a little more."
I
Are
do
you
not
trying to
believe
mess
you.
with me?
Why would we mess with you?
850. That's 750 years in the future.
We have the flying cars.
The future is
We
now.
have robots.
The hoverboards.
Well, so how can we prove to you what time it is?
It's
I
time
think
to
we
get
just take him
wild and
outside.
loose.
What do you mean you can't? There's
Time to
no
get
way
wild
it's
and loose.
The future is
851.
now, old man.
Kind of Zelfer pokes him with his staff. Are you sure you're real? Or just
Are
really
you sure
stupid?
you're sane?
Not a chance. But I'm
Uh,
not defending
when-
myself.
when
as
you-
sane.
When you feel like you can walk outside, maybe that will. I don't know.
Percival's gonna look down at him and kind of crouch in front of him. Who's the king?
My brother, Samuel.
I pull a
At
coin
that-
out of my pocket. Yes. Sam.
Percival, make a history check with advantage. 6, make one with disadvantage.
Disadvantage.
Where's my character sheet?
Tree.
6, you kind of think, wait, Slayer, you said my brother, the Slayer King? Yes? Sam?
No, he
I
said
said Samuel.
You only said Samuel.
Uh-huh.
Okay. You said Samuel. And 6 is like, Samuel? Samuel? And, you rolled as Lily.
No, it says Percival.
Oh,
Yeah,
he's
he's
just
gotta
showing
change
as
his
it.
name.
Okay,
Oh, yeah, now
with
that
a
I've done it,
21, Percival, with your experience in the kingdom, as I've already given away, that Samuel and Samuel, those were the brothers that founded Direwood. Samuel was the Slayer King.
How fucking old are you, bud?
36.
Hey, DM,
Yes.
are there mint dates on any of the coins in my pocket?
No, there are not.
Hey, DM. Yes.
Yes, it is
Okay.
I.
Yes.
DM.
God?
Okay, well,
Is that
that
you?
doesn't help.
That's a good thought, though.
I show him the face on the. Does this look familiar?
On the what?
The one of the gold piece.
It wouldn't at
No.
all.
I assume it has the king's face on it. Am I right?
It had the most recent king's face on it. Yes.
Okay. All right. Well, I tell him this was the most recent king.
My father, the cunt.
His father.
Is
The cunt.
that his title?
No.
Wait, my brother's the king.
I'm sure he
I'm-
was. I said.
I'm the king's son, the most recent king at least.
I am not related to any kings.
What's...
None of
I'm
you are
not-
making any sense.
I am Zelfer. I don't know who I am.
I'm gonna
You just
try
said
and
yourself,
I'm gonna try and stand up again.
Okay.
Okay.
At this
I
point,
try to help.
okay, with Six's assistance, you don't need a strength saving throw. Your knees wobble again, but Six kind of, it takes a lot of effort, Six, but you're able to kind of help him up, and just kind of holding him there for just a moment, he kind of gets his bearings and is able to shakily stand on his own.
Okay. When you feel up for a walk, as I say.
I'm putting on my helmet and attempting to walk out.
Okay.
Oh, okay.
It's gonna take some time,
Probably
but
very slowly.
very slowly
Shakily.
and shakily, step by step, Sam begins to leave the room.
Is there a book here?
Yes, there is in fact a large book there, and it looks old. The pages
I
are
put it in my
brown.
backpack.
Okay.
I would like that actually, please. Those are my specialty.
You've already got 5 of them, I say.
Yes, but I don't have that one.
But
You can
I
only
don't have
carry
any.
so many in your book holsters, did you call them?
They are my book holsters. They hold my books.
Oh, that guy's leaving. I say.
Yes, Sam's
walking
like
out.
very slowly leaving. I like the way he's actually like slowly moving his token.
Zelfer looks at everyone else, then stares at Menon. I don't know your name.
Oh, Menon. I'll
And he starts walking up.
This is
He
this is
hears
really
the-
hard without my weapon.
Sam, you have no idea where you're going. You just see
After-
a long hallway in front of you, and at the end, a wall.
We can
It's
keep
this
going
way.
and just like
Well.
looking down.
It's.
And when you look down, you
motion
see
him
dried
toward the,
blood all over the floor, and you can smell it.
The hell
Toward the
is this
door.
place?
The prisons.
And
under
you
the
guys stop
city.
your tokens for a moment while you're moving ahead. What's everyone else doing back by the book in the room where he was saying?
After hearing Menon's first name, because Zelfer isn't used to last names really being anything that matters, he just starts walking away. He goes, Menon! Oh, cool.
I mean, she doesn't have a last name, so
Yeah, he just hears Menon and turns, goes, and just leaves.
that's all he needed.
Humming to himself.
Okay. Are you guys gonna catch up with Sam and Six?
It wouldn't be hard.
I'm not rushing. Zelfer isn't rushing. He's taking his time.
You don't have to rush
Probably-
to catch up with them.
He's probably going. I'm going to draw quickly through here before going up.
Okay. Yeah.
You know, looking at the blood, kind of touching the tables while humming to himself.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Oops.
someone's dead.
I did. I
Okay.
was trying to
And
make that go away. I clicked on.
I'm assuming for the time being, Lily is going to follow Percival.
Yeah.
And Percival is doing what? Is he catching up?
Yeah, Percival's gonna... Is my token not moving? God damn it.
Is that something I have to fix? Hold on.
Oh, I
Control.
didn't know I had a different token, my bad.
Oh,
Who'd you
okay.
click on?
Oh, no, it just isn't the same one that I remember Jericho being.
Do you want a color, a tint color, Percival?
No,
Okay.
I'm gonna run to the restroom real fast. Be right back.
I'll miss you.
Okay. So, and I'm assuming, yeah, Zilfer goes that way. Menon, are you following? Okay, cool. I'm assuming she's following the rest of the group then.
Yeah.
Cool. Sam, you reach the end of the hallway. You look left, and there's another, to your disdain, 30 feet to the right. There's even further distance before it seems that the hallway turns. But to the left, you see a set of stairs. A stairway
dear
heading
God.
up. And you are exhausted just
Jesus,
looking
this
at them.
place is massive.
I'm gonna dig what?
Oh, for the love of.
Okay, so he starts
Um,
slowly moving toward the stairs.
Using the wall as a fucking.
And I believe Six
Hang on,
would
hold
continue
on.
to kind of trail you and make sure you're not
Yeah, I'm gonna
dying.
catch up to him.
Mm-hmm.
Hold up my arm. Say, let's make it out of here together, shall we?
Yeah.
And then
Let's
we can
get the
discuss
hell out of here.
apparently family matters.
I wish I knew the theme song.
Now fuck him like he's your stepbrother.
Okay.
No, please.
Stepbrother, what are
So
you doing?
with Sam blocking the
stepbrother.
stairs, it's gonna take Sam maybe 5 whole minutes to get up these stairs, and he's gonna have to catch his breath a couple of times. He is weak, and the rest of you are kind of just stuck behind him.
Not the care in the world.
Okay.
Humming to himself, kind of rubbing his fingers on the wall. With his staff using it to mostly walk. Not once did it occur to him to give it to Sam. And he's just kind of walking with his own staff.
Okay.
I'm gonna give him mine actually, because I do have a staff, so I'm gonna hand it to him and be like, here. Like, you look like you might need this.
Okay. Actually,
What is
well,
it?
It would be pertinent to put you guys here for a moment. He asked
I
what
am
you're giving him.
Returned.
Eden.
What?
What?
Oh.
What did you?
I said I would offer you my my staff, and be like, hey, you look like you might need this.
Upon coming up, Percival would have looked at the city
I
and just fallen to his
appreciate it.
knees.
Yep. Percival.
Wait.
Here's what happens. As you reach the top of the stairs and exit this small shop, the first one to leave is Sam. And Sam, you step out and look out at the water, and you see what you once knew as the small village of Direwood has become what to you would seem like an empire. But at first you don't believe it. At first you think, this is not, where am I? What's going on? But then you look out at the water as you are in this little circle I've made. You look out at the water and kind of trace its path north and south. You recognize the bend, and you recognize this as the river that once flowed past Direwood, the village that you created, that you helped found.
I'm assuming like all of this like used to be like field
Mm-hmm.
farmlands and stuff.
All of this on this side of the river used to be farmland, but you recognize on the other side is where the village of Direwood was founded. And you kind of look up and you see this purplish, faint haze in the air, and it kind of makes you dizzy. You're already dizzy, and you realize that what these people are telling you might be true, and it's overwhelming. At the same time, just moments after, Percival walks out and sees what has become of his city. Now, granted, you guys are at the water level, at sea level, so you're not even elevated. You can't see the entire city. But you
I
can
can see
see,
the rubble,
Percival. You can see the rubble. You can see the charred remains of what used to be your city, and you fall to your knees. And Sam, you notice the same thing. It's a magnificent, massive city with towers as like taller than you thought possible to build. But it seems like it was attacked recently or destroyed. It's
He's
charred.
astonished primarily over the size of the place, and then astonished that such a place could be destroyed.
Mm-hmm. So the rest of the party kind of walks up and sees Percival on his knees. Lily, I assume, would rush up to try to comfort him. And Sam is just standing and staring in awe and disbelief, really. probably still trying to figure out if he believes you guys or not, but more and more so it's seeming like he has to.
Wolf.
Yeah, I would definitely like to be there to support him.
How so?
I'll put a hand like on his shoulder type of thing if he needs to lean into it or whatever.
You have to
I'll
reach up a
attempt
bit to put a hand on his shoulder, but you certainly do.
Okay. And I say,
Yeah, in case you couldn't tell, my character is 6'11".
Yeah.
okay.
That's
Woo, I like it.
basically like 13 feet.
Basically.
Actually, it's 6 plus 11. It's 17 feet. You idiot.
Sorry, yeah. I'm not good with that history checks.
I'm sorry. I say, I'm sorry.
Where's my home?
You're standing on it, buddy boy.
I don't know.
Zolver kind of looks around.
I think Sam would want to try and find where his actual home was.
I have a map. I suddenly remember, and I'll pull it out and unroll it, and I'll say, do the land masses look familiar? Can you tell by the angle of the river? I'm like legit trying to help him find like this place.
Sam, because
Percival
the memories.
would have taken Lily back to the bar.
Okay. Wait,
He needs
really?
a sword.
Oh, like he would ask Lily where his weapons are, and she would start bringing them there.
He'd also like to meet the barkeep because he's been keeping her housing for the better part of 10 years.
Right. Six pulls out a map for you, Sam, and starts pointing at some of the markers, and asks you if you can maybe from the shape of the river, can you figure out where your home is? And you kind of look around and you look at some of the markers, and you're kind of pretty sure that where the castle is near where your home would have been.
Oops.
That makes sense. Wait. So are the other two leaving? Do I notice?
Yeah, they are talking about going back to the tavern to find his weapons. And actually, Sam, you would recognize that the walls surrounding the castle itself are they pretty much, you've never seen a map like this, but they seem to kind of match the shape of the initial wooden fencing surrounding Direwood village.
The one around my home castle?
Well, you didn't have a home castle.
Well,
You had
where my home was. So
Mhm.
where the castle is.
Where the castle is, your house would have been somewhere in that vicinity. Within those walls surrounding the castle itself, that is the initial. That is where the fencing was, the initial wooden stakes surrounding Direwood village.
That shape looks like the border of our village.
It would make sense if the town grew up into a city. It's probably what it would look like.
This place is massive.
And then Sam,
But
you're able to
before
look up
you-
from the
Yes.
map, and peeking over some of the highest buildings, you can see the tops of Castle Dire. You can see what you're looking at on the map, and it is far more massive than you thought humanly possible to construct.
Before I will shout at the other two, and I'll say, perhaps we shouldn't split up at the moment.
Percival?
Percival's kind of... He looks very distraught without his weapon. How far was the walk from the bar to the slums?
Probably just a few hours. It is
Percival,
night.
can you
It
use
is
can you
probably the middle of the
sorry,
night. Go ahead.
can you swing a scythe?
I've never tried. It's not really my style.
We
That
have
reminds
one,
me,
and
I need to go find a weapon.
you
Everybody
can try
needs
this
weapons.
one.
Okay.
We had somebody who could use it, but
Would either of you say that you're maybe 19 strong?
I would say
Honestly,
that
I've been
I'm
wondering
maybe.
what do you think?
I'd say mine is maybe 20.
I'm closer to 10.
wow, you're really sad.
Sam, maybe you could use this scythe, and maybe we could go find Percival his weapon, perhaps before we attempt to split up and find your home here.
Menon, if you were intrigued by Percival's muscles,
Very well.
Sam is even musclier.
I don't
They're
like
just hidden under his armor.
I don't like too muscly.
He is probably too muscly. He big boy.
He's
Percival
just tall.
is
His
gonna
weight,
look
his weight makes a lot of sense for his.
He
body.
big boy.
just be like, I just need to get in proximity and then I can grab it. And you're kind of confused by what he means by that. He goes, how
Okay.
far, like, mile-wise are we from the bar? Meta, how far are we from the bar?
The way
Oh,
Lily
Meta.
took you guys, she would actually be able to tell you it's a few miles down to the river opening. You cross the river, and then maybe 4 more miles. It only takes her a couple of hours.
Let me
That
check
didn't.
my page.
Oh, never mind that.
She would be able to tell
well.
you that you were maybe 7, 8 miles, somewhere between 7 and 10 miles away from the tavern.
Let me check something. Hold on.
Clickety clack, click clacky.
Clippity clip, oh god.
Oops.
Everyone checking their character sheets.
He couldn't find a path.
Oh,
Bitch!
Okay.
wait a second.
So we were talking about. We're going to grab his weapon. I gotta find a weapon. What else? I just fucking deleted my everything.
Your everything?
I just fucking closed out of the game on accident.
Oh.
Hawk has left the session.
Hawk. Yeah, he has.
Yeah, I
Sam
know.
has left.
Permanently.
Hawk has permanently oofed.
So hold on, did we make? You know my weapon bond where I summon my sword.
Yep.
Did we say there was a range on that?
I believe we did.
I believe so too.
I want to say if we went back into our snaps, it was probably between 30 and 50 feet, right?
Cast it.
Oh, really? Oof. I don't like that answer.
Well, because... Hold on. One
'Cause
moment,
I'm
guys.
looking at it right now.
We said it was going to only be like up to 50 feet because you didn't want it to just kind of Thor, Mjolnir back into your hands. You wanted it to disappear and reappear in your hands, yeah?
Yeah.
Then the whatever distance you might have been thinking would be significantly reduced. We could say 100 feet if you really want. Like, we can make it a bit better.
Yeah, but that's way less than 7 miles. So.
Is 7 miles what the default is for this thing?
No,
Like,
that's how far I am from my weapon.
oh, okay. I was like, what the fuck? Yeah. Okay.
But that's fine. We'll have to just go back.
Ball on the end. Maybe you could swing it.
Can I have it?
I'm not really a magic caster.
I would like it. I like magic. I like learning.
What are you trading?
Oh, I don't like this game.
I put it away. Let's keep.
Yeah, hold
Sorry.
on. That's not in the Snapchat. So, rip.
Okay.
Hmm.
All right. So are you all heading as a group to the tavern?
If Sam will go for that, then yes.
I say, why not? I'll explore a little bit of this city.
It is a
Alright.
city.
And Sam, you don't even
And
realize it,
you-
but you're impressed by the slums. You maybe as you were walking through, you would say something along the lines of, "Wow, this is amazing. There's so many buildings," and either Six or Lily or somebody would be able to point out to you, "This is the bad part of town. This isn't even the nice area," and you would
Shit,
just
man.
be
What?
baffled.
They don't even have jacuzzis in these places.
Oh my god.
So what's a jacuzzi?
What's a jacuzzi?
You know when you fart in the bathtub?
Oh yeah.
Like that, but better.
I was never allowed to do that.
God damn it.
All right, let's walk.
Okay. Is there anything further? You guys have a good 2-hour walk here. It's getting quite late. You would wager it's probably around midnight, honestly, by the time you're halfway there. Is there anything else you guys discuss?
I
Are
try to tell Sam about what I know of the city, like the modern version before the explosion.
Okay.
Like this was, these big gates
Yeah.
and blah
I'm
blah
just
blah. And over
listening
here was
intently.
Yeah, you guys listen to Six give Sam a bit of a history lesson. He tells Sam of the couple of large towers that were in the city, and the
Mhm.
one of which
the
complete-
statues. I
completely
mentioned the
crumbled.
statues
The statues
and how we had to punch one.
Yeah, the massive statues and the just the enormity of the place. Six understands that
Yeah.
that Sam must not have a grasp at all at how massive this place is. Just Main Gate Village is probably roughly the size that Sam would remember this place being, maybe even larger. And Six seems to understand that, and he kind of tries to ease Sam into it, but there's no way of easing somebody into this. And
Yeah.
Sam kind of listens in disbelief and looking around has to believe you.
I'm asking all kinds of questions, like where was I don't know, insert random name here.
Yeah.
He farmed
Yeah.
for our wheat.
Yeah, Six, he starts asking you about random names you've never heard. Maybe
How about
he mentioned
Jacoby, the blacksmith?
Yeah, he kind of
I mentioned that perhaps he could find all of his friends in one place if he were to find the cemetery. I attempt to say that with as tact as possible, like actual logical. Whoops, that kind of came out wrong, I guess.
Zelfer's just kind of looking around. Your friends are dead. I don't know why you are not.
Okay, that's not what I
I
meant.
thought
I
there
say
was more to that sentence, and then I realized that there
Sam,
wasn't.
the
but
gravity
yeah,
of this
fair.
of the situation hits you. Everyone you know is probably long dead.
All my friends are dead.
We do
We
that
do
next-
the end.
Necromancy me back. All my friends are dead.
God damn it, that worked.
How am I alive? Why?
Well, I mean, we can test that. Pulls up
You're
the
asking.
dagger.
No,
Are
no,
you
no, no, no,
actually-
no, 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 no.
Do you know if he puts the dagger away? Do you know if you feel pain?
Yeah.
He's probably feeling some right now.
No, I'm not talking emotional pain. That's harder to study. Physical pain.
My legs hurt. It
Your
hurts to
everything
walk.
hurts. Your
Do you
everything
bleed?
hurts.
This isn't meant. I'm not gonna hurt you myself, but you were brought back from 500 years.
What do you mean
More.
do I bleed? I'm a human.
Yes, but you've been dead. You should have been dead. Do you bleed?
Yeah.
Are you sure of that now, after how many hundreds of years that you've been...
Sam, you are not
I'm-
sure of that.
I mean,
You can vomit.
I mean, I could offer you my dagger if you want to check. I mean, I don't know why you'd want to.
I kind of don't.
I mean,
Fair
we can,
enough.
I can test it quicker.
No, no. We aren't cutting people without their permission.
Into
That's-
dangerously kinky territory. And I'm
That
like,
is the opposite of how to make friends.
He
So-
looks at men and goes...
Is this what threatening me?
Not on
No, I
purpose.
say-
Not on purpose.
Experimentation is the way for progress.
Yes, but we don't tend to experiment on people we're trying to make friends with. You feel me?
He touches your arm. I do feel you.
Thanks. I'm gonna brush him off. gently, but
He doesn't seem to take any notice. He kind of looks at
I
her.
figured not.
Where I'm from, people. How do I phrase this? I was one of the lead researchers. People were brought to me, and I found their limits.
kinky.
Wow.
Did you
I don't
break
want to hear any
the
more of
laws
that.
of the village?
Blake, you literally sound like an evil NPC from your own campaign right now.
Yeah, it's got the same voice and everything.
Did you break the laws of your village or of my village?
I don't think I was in your village. I found my way here.
Did you break the laws nonetheless? We don't welcome people into the village.
Bitch,
Who've
you're
done
like,
things
dude,
against us.
He looks around at all the broken buildings. Well, I don't think you have much of a village, or a city, or a town. You have rubble.
And at this point, Six would have already informed you, Sam, of the explosion of unknown origin and how it's
Yes.
created this strange purple haze. And he kind of tries to tell you a bit about Hysterium and,
This is
tries
why
to
I've
catch you
come
up to,
back.
like, what's up with the city. But, it's kind of hard to grasp. All you know
Right,
is this
at some
purple haze
point-
above you is called Hysterium.
At some point, would I be able to pull Six aside and talk to him?
Pull who?
6 aside.
Yeah.
and talk to him.
Lily is leading the way to the tavern. So you could probably kind of pull him off a little bit.
All right.
Yeah,
I
we'll
say,
hang back.
hey, sorry, like, this might come as a shock to you, but it's been bothering me that you gave me more gold than was half. Especially considering that I barely did any of the things you got. Why?
To be honest, Hawk gave me some of his gold, and I figured if we had each had a more equal share, maybe we could equip ourselves better.
Oh, okay. I thought you were shortchanging yourself, and that confused me.
I believe we all came out about even on the deal. I see.
All right, well, that settles that. Thank you for telling me. I feel
Okay.
better about it now.
You guys rejoin the group. Anything else anyone else wants to discuss with if anyone else, or we just finish?
Does anybody else want to carry the scythe? It's kind of heavy.
I'd pass.
Let's hand it over to Sam there.
It
I
looks
think,
it looks about a decent height for me to use as a walking stick, because your staff feels a little bit short.
Yeah.
It would be a
If
much
nothing
better
else, sure.
height. It would be much more suitable for you.
So
All
I'll
right,
hand you your
I'll-
staff back.
yeah,
And
I'll trade
thank you.
I'll trade you for it. No problem.
Zulfer looks back once they join the party. When I said that earlier, I just want you to know I'm not that man or person or thing anymore.
Who are you now?
I am Zulfer. That name, person, has long since been buried by me.
And who is that? I say.
I'd rather not go into it right now.
You know what? Past is the past. Present is what we're dealing with. So you know what? Welcome to the party, Zephyr.
He kind of nods, but I want to know my past. After my race, and he kind of gestures to himself, is created. And when we are created, we lose memories of what we were before. My goal is to find it out.
Are you sure you want to know? It doesn't sound like you were the greatest guy.
No, before my age of 13, I was, I believe, a high elf. Then I was brought forward and turned into the lead researcher for 6 years. Then I escaped, and now I am here. I've been wandering for a while, but regardless, I want to know who I was before they created what I now have grown to despise.
Fair enough. I kind of know what that feels like.
Interesting.
Are you saying this out loud?
Yes?
Okay.
Okay.
No, we're having a We're having a conversation in our head.
I say I would also like to find out how I was brought back to life and why.
That's also reasonable.
Assuming I even did die.
Holden, you keep erasing my ooh.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was gonna say, Sam, you're not even sure if you actually died. You assume you did because you watched a blade come
These
out of your
people
chest.
are telling me that it's many years in the future, but I'm still finding it hard to believe.
Mm-hmm. And Sam, I assume at some point you would check. There is in fact a scar where you remember the blade piercing you. But it's a scar, not an open wound like you'd expect it to be.
Yeah, he glanced down and noticed his armor's kind of like sticking out a little bit.
Uh-huh.
Is he dirty?
Yeah. No, he's dirty, a little bit bloody, a little bit rusty.
I look at him and I start casting prestidigitation until he's clean. And then I look at him and go, I can't stand dirt.
Well, your armor is still
Thanks.
a bit scuffed, but it's clean now at least.
I need to find someone to repair my armor. I need a Yabba mouth.
God damn it!
Okay. I assume, what is this?
That's the digital video.
What?
Press the
Duration,
digital
October.
video.
Okay, sick. Okay, man, I gotta ask, how the fuck do you have these? Where the fuck are you getting these?
I'm writing them.
You create an explosive, harmless hamfoot, suck as a show of sparks, a pool of wang, faint muscle nose, or a dude odor. You intravenously snuff out a can, and torture smell comfort. You insidiously soil 3 pants no larger than 1 cubic foot. You choke, wank, or flavor up to 1 foot non-living material or 1 hour. If you crust the spool multiple flippers, you can have up to 3 of its condensed milk cans at a time, and you can do such as effort as a redaction.
What the fuck?
Now to my favorite part. Composition, all of them. Cast time 1 season. Duration October. Target 1 person's third eye. Range D.
It's the D range.
Jason, are you okay?
Yeah, I'm good, man. Thank you.
I want you guys
My
to know
creative
right
output
now.
for the day.
Yeah, writing like this is half of Jason's job.
It's true.
I hate how much this pisses me off.
I hate how good he is at it.
Yeah, no, it's what he does for a living, and he does it well.
You okay there, man?
That's a level 3 spell. Are you allowed to have a level 3 spell?
It's a
I mean,
cantrip,
I found this book, so that's what I got.
I'm
The pages are like faded and stuff.
Anyway,
Sorry.
so you
I thought
guys,
this is what it meant.
you guys probably you continue on your walk, and maybe share a bit more about each other. Lily would tell you guys about how she'd been taking care of Percival. She would probably let it slip. She would call him Percy once or twice. And he
Nice.
and would he maybe shoot her a look or just be fine
Honestly,
with
he
it?
would not bat an eye.
Yeah, no, he would call him Percy a couple of times. Menin's heart
I'm
would
not
melt
gonna
just a
try it.
little bit. And she'd talk about how she took care of him and how it's kind of a miracle that he's still alive and that whole place didn't collapse and et cetera, et cetera. And you guys would maybe get to know each other just a little bit. You're certainly getting to know Zelfar.
Was anybody walking behind me?
All
Yeah, I
of
guess
us?
I'm
you would be
assuming,
behind.
actually, yeah, you and Lily are
All
probably
of
up
us.
front, so pretty much everyone
Hmm.
else.
You guys
Yeah.
would see a giant brand on his back then of the Royal Crest.
Ew.
Was that Royal Crest the same Royal Crest
No.
from when I was alive, or
It is
not yet?
different. It's similar. It kind of looks to you. It would look like somebody took your brother's royal crest that he had created for him, and it went through several permutations. Or it looks like they just kind of jumbled it up a bit, but it's a similar style.
Hmm.
And I'm not talking like tattoo. It was branded. There's like
Mhm.
scars around it and everything.
Mm-hmm.
I'm
What is a
assuming I probably
brand
have
that's-
like a clasp of the original one on like on my like upper torso, like kind of towards the
Somewhere
shoulder.
on your armor would be a small insignia of the original one, and it would essentially be just a much simpler version of his. Yeah. You kind of be able to look at the two and kind of be like, oh wow,
Mhm.
these are actually very similar. His it just kind of looks like a fancier one of yours, yeah. But you guys
Mine's better.
continue your walk, and you eventually reach the tavern. And Percival, reaching this village, it's the dead of night, but you actually see some, candles lit, there's candlelit houses. Maybe some people are still up. You see one person kind of walk out of their house and look at you guys and go, "What the hell?" And then kind of be on their way. It's the first time you've seen civilization, anyone in 15 years, other than Lily, and it's kind of overwhelming. It's kind of scary, perhaps. It's odd. You guys walk up to the tavern, and Lily opens up the door, and Six, I believe, would be the only one to recognize the voice that then calls out, "Hey, welcome to the party!" And it's Amelia.
I smile.
And that's
Before-
where we'll end for the night, unless you have.
Oh, can I do one thing?
Go ahead.
Before we hit the door, in about what did we say, 100 feet?
Yeah, we'll go for that.
Okay. He suddenly stands straight up, and he just gets this shit-eating grin on his face, and he holds out his eye, or his eye. I was fucking reading the target AOE one person's third eye, and it just completely fucked my entire.
He
train of
opens his
thought.
third eye, and he
holds out
enters
his-
the astral realm.
And as he does, his arm, you can see his veins kind of light up. And as he holds it
Ooh.
out, a beautiful, almost holy looking sword materializes in his hand.
Holy
And he
sword.
holds it up and just.
With
Really?
that voice crack
And he
too.
sticks
Mhm.
it up his ass.
Yeah,
Yep.
basically.
And this happens just before Lily smiles at seeing him contented to have his weapon back that she's been holding on to for so long. she opens up the door, and 6, you recognize Amelia's voice calling out, "Welcome to the party," and that's where we're ending.